ocean with no land in sight in the middle of a raging storm. You were eventually rescued by Captain Scurvy and aboard the Flying Fish, which I don't know if he ever told you the name of the boat, but it's pretty easy to tell when you guys got to shore. So uh, he decided to trade passage on his ship back to Squallhaven for working on his boat. And you guys all kind of reluctantly pitched in and did that. So you all ended up fishing for anglerfish, where you met Strider, who was also aboard. You found out that he also has the same silver collar around his neck that you guys do. As fish ended up landing a gigantic fish that almost ate Owen. Attempted to, although you vanquished it pretty easily. Actually, nobody died, which is pretty incredible. You guys eventually got back to shore, and after talking to the crew and the rest, and Captain Scurvy said you were entitled to a portion of the profits from the catch because of your help and the rest, or he offered you up kind of a trade for some information on a game of chance that was happening in a secret kind of tavern bar area below the only tavern in town, which is the Shaggy Mare. So you guys landed in Squallhaven. You kind of unloaded it and followed the workers and the first mate to a warehouse where you guys went inside and kind of watched interaction between the first mate and some man in finely dressed clothing, where you learned that they were only going to pay half the normal rate for the catch. The guy in the fine clothing's left and headed to the manor house up on the hill. And you noticed kind of the guards that were over there were wearing the symbol of Murin on their uniform, and it's pretty much the only area that's pretty well guarded. So Elindo the Wise went back into the warehouse impersonating that same finely dressed guy. Had a conversation with the first mate, and you basically told them that they were going to pay him the full amount for that, and found out that the stuff that was taken from the fish was kind of their main export from this town, and that it was kind of what everybody wanted and what they were using, and some of the components were for some sort of spell casting, but you really weren't sure what. So you guys left out of there and headed back towards the Shaggy Mare, the inn, and came across this huge grove of trees in the middle of town. And you found out that there was a magical tree in the center of it that had just taken root and was a sapling there that wars had been fought over. He was pretty forthcoming with information about things, but basically let you guys know that there was going to be a contingent of druids coming shortly to help reinforce the area and to keep it on lockdown, and that you guys were to be very tight-lipped and not tell anybody about what you saw in that grove ultimately. And that's kind of where we left off. I don't know if I missed anything from that or not. So as far as yes, well, I did leave that part of it out. Yes, there was an entire section about gray versus brown meat, mystery meat, and the needless to say, stay away from the gray. That's what you want to do.
I don't know what people are saying about that.
Unless you have Owen's Constitution, of course. Yes. And Strider threw up, I think, 3 times during that one session. So
that's the truth.
But yeah, so as far as Teferi and Whisper are concerned, I think we'll just say that when you guys got to shore, they split off and kind of went their own way in town instead of going to the warehouse with you guys. I think it would make sense for the character for Whisper that he probably started to just do some investigating and looking around, since he hasn't spent a lot of time on land. And Aaron, I don't know if you would why Tafari would do that, but that probably makes sense to have him do that.
Oh, I mean, he's like probably like scared of all this, wanted to find some safe place.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll say he went off in search of safer areas. Right. Okay. Very cool.
Oh, also, I messaged you something. I just.
Oh, you did? Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Oh, it's in Roll20 if you're looking for it.
Yes, it does. Just so you know.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, cool. So yeah, take it away.
We're in front of the forest, right?
You are kind of right at the kind of where your token is where you guys are standing right now. And I don't. Can you guys can see the text I wrote on the map there? So
I don't see the map.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't move you guys over to it. Uno momento. There you go.
You called text?
I put some stuff on there. So
Yeah, like places we've been to.
yeah, places you've already been.
And Aaron's new character is.
He is not there currently.
Aaron, what's your new character name?
Leroy.
Is
I
his
don't know what his last name is yet.
He needs to be
Figure that out.
It's not Jenkins.
It
We're
needs to
going
be.
to say that up front.
Oh, well, I am a paladin, so.
It does fit.
Yep.
We just got done talking to the elf.
Yeah, he kind of vanished into the background.
We were going to go set ourselves up
on
at
the edge of the grove there.
Shaggy man.
yeah.
Shag. Right?
I don't. Okay.
I don't know there's any tagging.
But isn't that what we adventurers do?
I
Well,
suppose.
Well, if you've got the Constitution for it, nothing wrong with it.
All right, let's go.
You guys head off?
Yep.
All right, you make it about to right where you're at, right there, kind of the edge of the building, and from kind of in between the buildings, come walking around. You notice a figure. Looks like he's kind of on a mission, and he sees you guys and starts to move a little quicker in your direction. You quickly recognize him as the first mate.
Okay.
By the way, Alundo, are you still in your disguise from before, or did you drop that? It's okay either way. I'm just curious.
Yeah. Thinking would I have dropped that? I still have it on, sure.
Okay. He moves in your direction, and he sees Alundo in kind of the noble's look there, and says, "Interesting acquaintances you've picked up already."
What do you mean?
I didn't know you were associated with the Magistrate already. Didn't you just get here an hour ago?
Yes, there are such. Hey,
What?
work fast. Don't worry about it.
I don't know what's going on here.
Well, Owen, wasn't it?
Yes.
You.
That's my name, Owen.
The captain needs to see you as soon as it's convenient. There's a bit of information he forgot to share about the town and some of the conversation you had. He thought it'd be helpful and wanted to make sure you were well informed before you went about your business.
Should we do that before or after we set up at the inn here?
I'd suggest before.
Ah. Okay.
Have a good day.
Is he on the ship?
He looks at Alundo who he thinks is the magistrate, and just nods his head briefly and turns his back and heads back towards towards the docks.
All right. If no one's around, I'll probably change.
Okay.
We're gonna go talk to the guy.
Oh, he thought you were the.
Yeah, I look like him actually. So I don't look like
Oh,
I use disguise self, so
oh,
I look like that other guy.
that just man, you're good.
Oh,
Good.
yes, definitely good.
So we should go see the captain then. That's
Most certainly.
Let's see, head that way.
yes.
Okay, you guys get back to the dock. Start heading up the dock to it. One of the hands on deck sees you. They disappear, come back with the captain, and he meets you down on the dock. As you're coming up, he kind of pulls you in a little bit conspiratorially and says, "I think I've been out in the sun too long. I almost forgot. You're not going to be getting anywhere with that bit of information I gave you unless you have this." And he hands you over a small pouch. It's probably a foot by a foot in diameter. You'll need this to be getting where you want to go. Sorry for me wasting your time, but I didn't want you to get there and be turned away.
Yes, lots of things. What is this?
Also, you didn't hear this from me, but my first mate tells me that you've made some interesting bedfellows already. You keep your eye on that magistrate. He's not what he seems, no matter what his silver tongue may tell you. If you're looking for any more work once you get settled, come back and see me. I've always got work for some able-bodied folk like yourself.
Thank you. What is
Indeed.
this? Give us.
Wait till you're in a little better spot and take a look.
Good day.
Indeed. He turns around and walks back on board.
Well, we go have a look.
Yeah, let's yeah.
All right, I hand it over to you.
Okay.
That's awesome.
What do we got in here then?
You look at it right away.
Yeah.
Well, don't
All right,
look
you
at it
open it up.
now.
Stick your face in there.
Oh,
So right there on the dock you're looking? Or
I mean, as soon as he handed it to me.
okay, so probably right there on the dock. That's fine. So you stick your head in, you look. There's a very small another box on the inside of it that's like the size of a small jewelry box that's in there. That's it looks like it's got a hinged case in it and the rest. And then there's a scrap of paper in there as well.
There's a box in it.
Don't say.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, now we were going to the inn, right?
yes.
Okay.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Yeah. Perfect.
There's a box in there.
Yep. Owen, make an intelligence check too, because this seems like an opportune time for maybe your brain to kick in.
I will make an intelligence check. Come on. Loading character sheet.
Are you playing music?
Would you like me to?
No, I'm just wondering. I want to make sure that
Yeah,
I don't know. I have
Not
a
yet.
different setup, so
it is coming. I will definitely be playing some here in a
whatever.
moment.
I just want to make sure my.
Nope, not yet.
That sounds about right.
God. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So that absolutely brings nothing to mind. So you're perfectly content to continue on your way. That's perfect. We'll see if it happens later.
I go start taking on this little alley here.
Okay.
Okay, I'm following you.
Yeah, we're all together in the group, right?
Yeah.
I'm following along.
Unless you say differently, you're all together.
Oh, let's see. What's that bag?
That's a box.
What's in the box?
Yes. Let me see. And
Okay.
Yes, there's a box. And, well.
I told you.
So you look at the box. You look in the box first, or you look at the piece of
I'm
paper
gonna look at
first?
a piece of paper.
Okay. So you open up the piece of paper. Written on there says, "Tell the barkeep, I hear you got rats in the basement." And he'll reply with, "Who'll be telling you that?" And then you want to answer with his name, Captain Scurvy.
Oh,
And that's all it's.
it seems to be some password. Oh, well. What's in the box?
You open the box and take a look inside there, and there appears to be a pretty finely crafted crystal eyeball of some sort that has like almost a hologram effect, that as you turn it around and look at it from all angles, the pupil actually follows you no matter where you happen to look at it from which direction. And there's a little scrap of paper in here that says, "He won't be able to resist." And that's all it says.
That looks like some witchcraft.
Yes. In a room. I will see if that is.
Okay. Onward. The snoring pump.
That's right. All right, you head into the inn then.
Yes.
You walk up. You see this is one of the largest buildings in the entire town. It's 2 stories. You can see that it's got fireplaces on both ends. It's in pretty good construction. It's one of the few buildings in the town that's actually made out of stone rather than wood, with a wooden roof, which is one of the very few that has that. Most everything else is thatch. You can hear some music coming from the inside, and what sounds like a pretty lively group is actually taking place in there. You can hear some singing coming from the inside.
Worse.
I will. This is my sort of place. In we go.
So you walk in. Let me show you what you see. There you go. You guys see that?
Yep. I know this.
I bet you do. It's stolen, just like most of them. All right. So you walk in. It's pretty crowded. It's getting to be late afternoon by the time you guys got done with kind of what you were doing so far. So it's kind of getting to be the end of the day. And you can tell people are coming in to kind of have their drinks and some dinner and have some conversation.
I will happily part the seas in front of me and head straight towards the bar.
There indeed is a barkeep standing there who is definitely serving a few guests and kind of getting pulled in a lot of different directions, it looks like.
Barkeep! I know how to handle establishments like this. Barkeep!
Hello there.
There
Hello.
are 3 patrons here in need of lodging, food, and drink, good sir.
And don't forget the Shagig.
And you say that, and you notice that it's actually a large woman that's behind the counter there. She's pretty heavy set. Looks like she's wearing clothes that would have been attractive if she was about 50 pounds lighter, probably, and about 30 years younger. And she's got kind of a 5 o'clock shadow, you notice there, kind of on her face there. And she looks in your direction, cuts off her conversation with one of the patrons, and comes over in your direction. What's that? What did you want?
Lodging, food, and drink for myself and my companions, handsome woman.
I'll have to check and see what we've got for you. It's pretty busy if you haven't noticed, and we're kind of doubling up on lodging, but I can get you some food and some drink.
Very good, very good. I like the hospitality in this place.
Why don't you find yourself a seat and I'll send over one of the serving girls to take care of you.
Very good, very good. See,
And can I get a menu? Some water.
You can ask the girl when she gets there.
Right.
how does one drag their token onto this
Let
map?
us find.
You gotta click on your actual name, not your token list, and then drag it over.
I don't know where to do that.
So you go in your top right corner, you open that menu. That is.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a little newspaper looking chat box.
Mm-hmm.
That is a bunch of. Just drag your.
Ah, okay.
Not the image. But
Yeah, that's the part that's annoying if you ask me. And by the way, if you guys don't like your tokens, just tell me. We can change them too. That's no problem.
Okay. Where shall we sit? Hey, there's a table over here with 3 seats. We should sit there.
and is there a?
You do notice that most of the tables are full, and that there are scattered seats here and there, but there's really only a couple tables that have 3 together. Just so you know. So, one of those would happen to be Leroy. If you want to describe your character.
All right. Well, they probably heard me as soon as they came in because I'm like up on this table over here, and I'm just singing like, "In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight.
Turn on some.
We a bumblebee. Come sing with me, friends."
I feel like this man Lion-O knows what he's talking about. We should go join him.
Rhino. Yeah, I'm gonna see how good of a performance I'm doing.
Is he? Lion.
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good. He sounds pretty good. You can tell he's in tune and kind of going along with the music.
Drunken sailor, right in the morning. Hey, that's right. Oh, hello there, friends.
Well,
Hey.
well met, Troubadour.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Singing from a face such as yours? What is your
Oh,
name?
I thank you. My name is Leroy, and I am here for your entertainment. Yes, very curious. I see you have those strange silver collars on, and as you can see, I do as well, and I tug at my neck. Perhaps you have something to do with this. Please, tell me what you know.
Would you like to come down? Perhaps this isn't the place to be talking about such things.
Oh, well, I would come down, but then people wouldn't get a very good view of me. That wouldn't be fair.
He makes a valid point.
Let's say we're sort of probably in the same situation. But
Ah,
let's get you a
gee.
drink. I go and sit down.
No, please. I shall be serving the drinks. I have plenty of rounds on me.
Oh,
Hey, roll another intelligence check.
me?
Yep.
Where'd my character check? There you go. Intelligence check. Bejeweled.
Yeah. So
Damn.
as he starts to talk about the collars and kind of what happened to you guys, you kind of something in the back of your mind just kind of springs a light, like, I picked up something off that goblin captain. And I wonder if that might have something to do with it.
Oh, I'm gonna look at my. I'm gonna rummage through my stuff for a second. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Barkeep, come over here. Where are those drinks? Give me a round for myself and my new friends.
I go have a seat by you. Tell me, where do you hail from, friend?
Oh, well, in fact, I am a nobleman from Waterdeep. I was adopted into a great house, and now I seek adventure in order to give song and praise to the Lowfolk.
You have a lion face, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of like wearing a helmet now, but underneath is just another, like, cat face.
Don't be rude.
Did my eyes mistake me, but are you lying?
Something like that. My people are known as Tabaxi.
Indeed, I suspected it.
Yes, we are quite rare, actually. It was sort of the miracle that my parents found me when they did.
Yes, I've heard all about the Foxy, and particularly on what it has affected Schultz, and how Schultz has affected the people.
Ah, yes, Schultz. That is a place I have not seen in some time, since I was but a wee boy.
How tall are you?
Oh, not that tall. Probably like 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah, maybe you want to give us a description.
Yeah, go ahead.
What it's about.
Yeah, he's got like golden, like reddish fur all over the place. He's got like this big mane around his head. And he's like got like full armor on, basically. He's got like scale mail. And he's got a tail. And he's got like a rapier, hand crossbow, a shield. So he looks like a fighter, I guess.
He does not look like a sailor. Put it that way.
Nope.
Sink.
Not a sailor at all.
So I'm kind of just
but
looking
he
at
has
him,
like
scared.
but he's like, oh yes, please, my new friends, tell me your story. Where do you come from? What are these colors? I want to know everything.
Well, it all
I'm gonna-
started.
I'm going to pull out this bone necklace that I picked up and just fiddle with it.
I'm basically gonna tell you. I'm gonna make a long story. Basics. How we got here.
Ah, an interesting tale indeed.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to at all. That's fine. Yeah, so, let's see. Where are you?
Yourself.
Well, my story is somewhat tragic, but let's just say the things of my past have made me into the man I am today, and all I hope for is to bring and leadership and courage to this land. Perhaps joining your quest will be the best in accomplishing my goals as well.
But,
What do you say? I can lead this group to glory and to victory.
Would you say that you're lion-hearted?
Ah, perhaps that could be a pretty interesting way to describe me. Yes.
All right. I like this guy.
Very good. Leroy the Lionheart. I like it.
Kind of creeps me out, guys.
Hmm.
does this have anything to do with dragging?
Shagging. Who's shagging?
He wants to. He really wants to.
Yes, I've
Oh.
read about all the shagging that happened. Quite curious.
Is this your first
Well-
time out in the wide world, my friend?
He became very horny since the last time I.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Well, if shagging is what you're after, I suppose I could serve as your wingman. I could be rather good at persuading young such ladies of the courts
As you
doing tasks.
As you guys were having that conversation, you noticed that one of the barmaids just kind of walked up behind you and looked like she was patiently waiting to take your order, and kind of heard the conversation and just kind of slowly backed away from the table and went back to find herself.
Ah, yes,
other things
barmaid,
to do.
please come over. We appreciate your company. Have you
She-
met my friend here? And I put my arm around this guy. And I'm like, I whisper very loudly. Well, what was your name, friend?
I'm Alando the Wise.
Ah, Londo the Wise. Have you heard of Londo the Wise, fair maiden?
She turns around, she kind of very reluctantly comes back to the table and says, what can I get you, folks?
Oh, well, you can get me some of your finest ale And you can get Alundo here, perhaps a private audience with someone such as yourself. What do you say?
Actually, I just would like water right now.
Oh, don't be so shy, Alundo.
She
I'm
says,
sure this
begging your
maiden
pardon.
is...
If you're looking for that kind of entertainment, it's elsewhere in town. It's not here. But I'd be more than happy to get the ale, as long as that's all that you're looking for from me.
Yes,
Oh, very well. I'm sure she'll come around.
I just need some water. Need to make tea.
Water it is. She wanders off and goes back to the bar area, you're assuming, to get the stuff you're looking for. So
My friend, I have this necklace here. Do you think this is useful at all?
A necklace? What type of necklace?
Well, I took it off of the captain of the ship that had shanghaied us.
Ah, very interesting. Here, let me have a look. Perhaps I know something about this. Can I roll history?
you can.
Yay, -1. Woo!
You have no idea.
Ah, yes, it's a fine necklace indeed. I'm sure it is very useful for our quest. I, of course, know very little about it, but, I mean, I'm sure I'll think of a use someday, perhaps.
Did we see this necklace?
You did. I'll show you guys again.
Oh, did I roll? Oh,
Ah, fearsome lion. Very interesting.
I'm pretty sure it's a tiger.
Oh, well, you say tiger, I say lion, some people say liger. It's all one and the same.
Okay, I'll buy that. Does that bear any resemblance to any of the runes that are written on the collars?
Very good. Give yourself some inspiration. If you look at that, you do see that amongst the text that Alundo already decoded and read, there is a stamp in the collar as well that looks exactly like that as well.
Hey, Alundo, check this out. Check this out.
see. I go and get you my. Take a look. Collar. Yes. Same text I read.
Yes, but I got this necklace off of the captain, and it's got the same symbol on it.
Oh, yes. I don't know how I didn't notice it before. Oh my.
Roll another intelligence check, Owen. Or recall, memory, whatever you want to use.
Ha ha!
What'd you roll? I didn't even look.
A
That's
one.
awesome. Okay, you're good. You have solved the mystery right there. You got it already set. You're good.
Yeah, look at that. I take the tiger symbol on the necklace and the one on my collar, and I make them kiss.
Pretty awesome. The necklace one is quite a bit larger than what's on the collar, but it's very heartwarming, needless to say. Everybody in the bar
very cute.
kind of collectively goes, "Oh, so cute."
Can you describe that necklace? Is it just like a medallion with that symbol on it?
It looks like it's carved out of bone. So it's kind of like similar to what's on the actual collars. It's kind of all recessed in. So it's like it's carved out of the bone, and the bone is kind of a circular shape, and it looks like it's pretty finely crafted actually, but it's just simple bone from what you can tell.
And it's a lot larger than our collars.
Yeah, it's probably about 3-inch diameter.
Hey, if you all are trying to figure out the mysteries of this necklace, perhaps I can ask someone here in the tavern. They may know something about it.
So,
I am very popular after all.
that reminds me. Well, if you wish to join us, this
Unscrupulous.
Oh, hey,
What do you mean, old one?
Did I ever show Alondo? Did I show you this scroll I took off the captain?
What?
Maybe we should look at that too. I just left my mom. It's got a wax seal on it, so I'll just rip that off.
Oh, be careful. You could rip.
Too late. You already pulled the top of it off. Yeah, so I'm assuming now that it's off, you look inside. Yeah, so there appears to be a piece of parchment in there, actually.
Parchment. Ooh, another clue. The plot thickens.
Whatever-
This guy's smart. He knows
Whatever
what-
animal you're trying to handle is really well handled there, just so you know.
I'm handling the lion.
You're
The
gonna
lion.
No, leave the line. Nice work. Yes, absolutely. So you open up
However you're
the-
trying to handle me, Leora is just like, yes, that feels great. Yes, keep going.
I'm pretty sure you're very well handled at the moment.
That's
Start
awesome.
petting his mane.
Hi.
He's
Uh-huh.
purring.
So you reach in, you pull out the piece of parchment out of the scroll case, and this is what it looks like.
What is this? The writing is rather gibberish. This entitles the bearer to 50 gold pieces, blah blah blah, for any unique soul brought to participate in the games. List of names. Oh,
Hey, that's my name. That's my name.
Oh, look at this.
and it
You all
has-
have been
it
invited.
has the
Oh,
same
you should not
symbol
turn
on it.
down such a lavish, painted invitation such as this.
Oh, and where did you get this fine parchment from?
Off the captain who had kidnapped us.
This
Oh, he disappeared.
Silently into the night.
It's
He's-
okay. I couldn't hear that boy anyway.
I don't see your other friend Safari here either. Where did he get off to?
Yes,
Maybe he
yes,
went
yes.
looking for the women too.
Oh, guess this is our ticket in.
I don't understand, but okay.
Ah, yes, I see what you mean. We could put up an elaborate ploy.
Well,
We could be your captor, Strider, and I, and you all will be the slaves participating in the games, and then we get the money, and then we all escape.
don't- didn't quite tell
Oh.
you, but it, how can I say this? We must screw the captain over.
I thought you
Go
wanted
ahead.
to shag the women.
What? No, no,
You want to check the captain?
that shag is totally different.
Why do we have to screw the captain over?
Well, apparently, the captain of the ship wants us to go find this Captain John. Let me go get go through my bag of parchment. I go look for a note. Oh, yes, here it is. His name is Captain John Corridon. And, we need to take his money.
Okay, and why do we have to screw him over?
Well, the captain asked us. Not that we're going to do it, but he asked us to go down to the basement here and get in. We know how to do that. And there's a gambling ring. And I'm saying this quiet, but
I assume. Yeah.
there's a gambling ring, and we just have to go down there and I don't know, take his money.
He's a shady fellow, is what we were led to believe.
Oh, I have no problem with screwing John over. I thought you wanted to screw Captain Scurvy over.
Oh no, John, it is Captain. He is a captain.
As I said, Captain John.
Well, this sounds rather fascinating. I have a great idea. I could go down there some big gambling nuts. I could disguise myself as like this big, gangster type person. I'm a very good actor, I assure you. I can pretend and you can be my lackeys.
You guys are discussing your plans pretty openly, and the barmaid comes back with your drinks and sets them on the table and says, That'll be 5 coppers per ale, and the water are 2.
Oh, yes, I have it all covered. Just put it on my tab. I'll pick it up by the end.
Speaking of copper, do we have the coin to get into this gambling game, Mr.
Ah, but of course.
They'll accept your tab down there.
I have plenty of coin. They just have to but took one look at me and they'll know. They will know my riches. No one denies Leroy his entry.
No offense, Leroy, but from what I know of gambling rings, they're not going to take you on your word. You're going to have to cough up some coin down there.
Oh, my word is quite powerful, I assure you. I have this all covered.
All right, you can go first then.
Yes, indeed. They will see me, and they will know.
I believe that just have to show. This will give us 50 gold pieces. Just say you're sorry.
Oh, I shall pretend to be Tafari. Wonderful, yes. Tell me, how did this Tafari behave so I know how to impersonate him?
Quite timid and kind of shy. He didn't like battle.
Timid, shy, didn't like battle. A challenge! Yes, I will be happy to take this on.
Well, any of you guys got a pen here? Why don't we just ink in Strider on here too to give me 50 coins? Looks pretty easy to fill in the blanks here.
I do not have a pen.
We'll have to ask the barkeep.
So you're drinking and kind of discussing what you're going to be doing, looking around the room, and you notice, like I said, it's pretty full patron-wise. This is probably should have described it before you sat down, but this is a pretty nice inn actually. It's pretty clean, pretty well stocked, and you would bet that probably the majority of town comes here nightly to kind of get their food and the rest. From what you've seen for the meals around here, they look to be better than your typical average fare for those of you who have traveled around. El Undo, you have no idea. It looks like regular food to you, and it's not quite as nice as what you're used to. But for those of you who have frequented taverns, this is pretty nice stuff, actually, and seems like it's pretty fair from a pricing perspective, at least what you've seen so far. So you also kind of notice as you look around the room, there's a couple private booths behind you, it looks like, kind of to the north and east corner of the room there that have the curtains drawn back. Looks like there's 2 areas there. And then kind of next to the fireplace there, directly to the west of you guys, I'll just click on the map where I'm talking about, that spot right there. You notice this big board up on the wall that's got multiple sheets of parchment that are just kind of tacked up there periodically, kind of haphazardly. It looks like everything from some flowing script to scribbled script to just kind of random things that look like it there. It's difficult to see what any of them say from this distance, but there's definitely some stuff posted up there, and you see people happen to mill by there, pause for a moment. Some of them take down sheets of paper, others just kind of walk by, but it seems to grab everybody's interest as they're kind of walking through.
I'll send my bat there to take.
Okay. It flies over there. It appears to be kind of like a community board in a sense. So there's things advertising everything from seamstress available, have your clothes mended here, to some minor tasks and things that need to be done. It looks like some folks are looking for some hands to work in some of the gardens that are out there. There's some folks that are looking for some pest elimination kind of things, just clearing out rats and that kind of things from houses. And looks like it's just kind of a community posting board. There are a couple on there that are much more finely written and on finer parchment, though, if you'd like to dive in and look at some of those.
I'd spend an hour here. That would be very beneficial. Old boat. I
Very well.
Maybe get a private booth. We'll be right back. I go look at the.
Okay. You walk over and take a look. Yeah, there's everything here you can think of as far as what I'd consider basic kind of tasks and services being provided and the rest. There's one there that's kind of stuck in the middle, though. It's written on some pretty nice parchment in a flowing text that actually says, adventurers wanted, great reward, see Tiny for further details. That's all it says.
I'll get my parchment.
Okay.
Oh, no need to jot it down. Let's just swipe this paper. We'll be up to the task.
At my age,
I just like snag the paper
Yeah.
off the wall.
You can pull it off the wall. Yeah, nobody gives you a second look.
that's already done. I do not rate.
Yeah, and then I plop it on the table and say, "Look, fellow party members, I have found us a mission." Yes, but this says it pays lots of money, and it should certainly give us renown as well.
Yes.
Let's see. Where would this Tiny be? Is there an address on this piece of parchment? And I look at it again.
There is not.
Oh, well, perhaps someone in this tavern knows who Tiny is. And I stand up on the table and I'm like, "Hear my voice, tavern patrons. We are looking for a man named Tiny. If you have any information, please see me or one of my fellow compatriots. Thank you very much."
So you yell to kind of the whole thing, and the music stops, and people kind of look in your direction, wait till you finish talking, and kind of go right back to it.
Aren't we supposed to help
This
clear out the
gentleman is
road?
quite boisterous. Anyway, it's quite boisterous, isn't he?
He is. Maybe he'd be useful in helping to get the rodents out of the basement.
I kind of whisper. I call him a loudmouth. I think we should help finish Captain Scurvy's mission first.
Yes, too many pots in the yes.
In the kettle.
Oh,
Yeah.
the pots in the kitchen.
Yes.
Have you heard it that way? Yes. It's really too many cooks.
I was thinking too many plates.
In the cabinet.
Any mouths to feed?
In any event, we came here for a reason, and we should probably do that first, because I can't. If I do too many things at once, I just get all flustered.
I agree.
Very well.
Let us rest here, and I'll drink my tea, and maybe we'll get like a short rest.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Simply
You guys
point
can
me in the
definitely-
direction, and I shall lead the way.
That way.
So you
I
guys,
can lead the charge to victory.
you guys are sitting. You definitely have time for the short rest. That's no problem. You guys, you're sitting, drinking your drinks, and kind of mulling over your circumstances so far. You see somebody come stumbling up to the table that clearly has had too much to drink. Kind of leans conspiratorial on the table and says, "Did I hear someone looking for Tiny? Did I?
Yes, that was us, good friend. Tell us any information you know.
You must be new if you don't know who Tiny is.
Nope, not a clue.
So what's it worth to you if I can point you in the right direction?"
Oh, it will be worth the world, and I'm sure I can be very generous with my offerings.
How about you buy my drinks for the night?
Done deal, good sir.
That's a fair deal then. Tiny be the he stutters and having a hard time. The provisioner. He's the provisioner, and he's at the south of town. You can't miss his shop. It's called, get this, Tiny's Provisions.
Yes, of course.
Well named.
But on his chokes back some vomit that you can tell is kind of right there on the back of his throat.
Oh boy.
And
You
if
should
that
get
be all,
yourself sobered up.
I'll be
But in the
taking my drink
meantime-
and going.
What?
What would be your name, sir, so I can tell the bartender to be putting my tab and yours?
Our name is Lion-O.
Lion-O.
Oh no, that is not my name. My name is Leroy. Leroy the
Leroy.
Lionheart.
I
Yes.
thought you might be pulling me with a leg, but that's almost a good one, sir. Leroy, I will be letting him know. Thank you very much.
Oh yes, no problem. Take care of yourself, sir. Thanks for the
Tumbles off
information.
onto one table, the people at that table shove him off, and he keeps kind of staggering through, and looks like he's trying to make his way to the bar.
Gentlemen, minutes.
Yes, we'll need to keep an eye on him.
Yes, that is unfortunate, but hopefully he could take care of himself while we were off doing adventures and such sort things.
So short rest is 4 hours, right? Is that correct?
1 hour.
1 hour. Sorry, 1 hour. Okay. So things are pretty much the same at the end of the 1 hour. It hasn't really cleared out here at all. It's if anything, there's more people in here. It's kind of standing room only. Looks like kind of by the bar now. There really aren't any tables that are available. Did you guys inquire about or want to inquire about a private booth back there or not?
Yes. We can make our plans. I mean, that's probably where we.
Yeah, that's fine. So you talk to the bar. You talk to the barmaid, and she says, "That's a minimal rental of 5 silver if you'd like it, but it is available."
Oh yes, put it on my tab. I've got this. I've got everyone covered. Oh yes, it is no problem. Please let us discuss more things here in our new booth.
Yep. So
I
she's
do an
taking
insight
stuff, moves it over there.
Can I do an insight check? I am wondering if Leo actually has any money.
Sure.
Mhm.
Let's do it. Leo.
Well, yeah, I've got a bit of money. Probably not the most ever, but you know, I look pretty wealthy.
Yeah. You don't think that there's anything there, as
Okay.
far as him being
Not being able to cover his tab.
correct. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's got a problem that way.
Okay.
Oh, where we tackled it. We have 2 things to do. So, Leroy. Wait.
Yes, Leroy, that is
Right?
correct.
Yes, good.
You've got it.
Leroy wanted to go. And the other thing is, we could go downstairs to take care of the captain.
Well, I think while we're here, we should finish the captain's mission, and we could check out Tiny afterward. We're in no rush to go find Tiny's place. His provisions booth isn't moving anytime soon.
Yes,
I enjoy this plan as well. It's almost like I came up with it.
wait, Owen?
I think this is a great idea.
Right. And, what about you? Friend, I almost forgot about. Every time we start playing, we always forget about him.
I didn't forget about him. He's kind of huddled by your leg. He actually is not sitting at the table. He's standing next, and as people kind of look in his direction, he actually tends to duck under the table. And now that you guys are in the private booth, he's sitting there now, quietly in the corner, just listening. He seems to be trying to absorb everything that's said and take it all in, is what he's trying to do. So. Yeah, by the way, Leroy, you didn't notice it before because you were so absorbed in singing and dancing and carrying on, but there's actually it looks like a young kobold in a purple robe that's very similar to what Olundo is wearing. And he's periodically, you see him kind of do some hand motions, like as if he's trying to practice something.
Oh, and who was your little friend there? I almost didn't notice him.
Oh, yes, this name is Ish. Come say hello to Leroy.
Ah, salutations, Ish. Pleasure to meet you.
He kind of meekly bows his head towards you. Yes.
I trust you are another fierce adventurer ready to take on the evils that plague this world.
I'm a new wizard, he says.
Indeed, a fine profession. We could use more wizards.
Yes, it will be great wizard. Yes, we're working on the written that all wizards have.
He looks at you like, okay, whatever you say. Seems-
Yep.
I learn. That's what he says.
Yep.
Well then, I believe we have our plan laid out. Let's see this captain person or whatever, and then head on to Tiny.
Wait. I believe we just have to tell him these words.
Oh,
Piece of paper.
oh dear.
But we can go talk to the captain. We'll tell him.
You have a piece of paper, remember?
That?
You have the piece of paper that tells you exactly
Oh,
what you
okay,
need.
that's right. It was on the page. I thought the captain. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I'll just read the paper out loud. I forget what it is.
So who do you tell that to?
Oh, I tell that to everyone. All of us.
You just tell everybody at the table what it says, basically. Okay. Yeah. So it says you need to tell the barkeep. I hear you got rats in the basement. Wait till they answer with who be telling you that, and then you need to say Captain Scurvy's name.
All right, Leroy goes up to him and says, I hear you've got smoke in the basement.
Whoa, buddy, whoa. I try to, stop Leroy when he's going up.
No, actually, what he means is I heard you got rats in the basement.
Ah, right, that.
The large woman meanders over to you guys.
The handsome one?
And
Yes.
Captain John Cordon.
Captain
Right?
Scurvy,
Oh, wait,
that's
wait,
what he means.
yes,
Captain Scurvy. Yes.
He kind of gives you guys a sideways look and says, "You're new here, aren't you?"
Aye, very new in town, but Captain Scurvy sent us.
And what did you hear? You may want to tell me that again.
We came to find out about the rats in the basement. Captain Scurvy sent us here.
Roll a persuasion check since you guys did not say that correct.
I'm not talking right now, so.
No, not you. Yeah, it'd be Strider since he was the last one there.
Yeah.
The one saying it correctly, but okay, I'll roll it.
You were close. That was exactly a way to say it, so you were close.
It was a way to say it.
She gives you the benefit of the doubt. She looks at you and says, next time you need to say, I hear you got rats in the basement, and then wait till I answer, or you won't be getting in.
Oh, yes.
Head to-
Sorry.
Head to the back. She points around the back of the counter. She pops open the counter on the one spot where she's at, and she points you around the corner.
Thank
Yep. So you guys head around the back, and you notice you get back towards the kitchen. She points you through the counter and behind. You guys go back there. You see there's a door. There's another gentleman standing there. He kind of nods to you guys, opens the door, and you head out back.
Before we go up, all the barkeep. Here's my point. You'll be keeping a booth. Please get him whatever he wants. Don't let him.
Yes, and tell him to put it on my tab.
Well, that's really kind of you. Stay at the booth there. And here, do this. I get a piece of paper and I draw an A. Right? Then I draw a B. I draw a C. I'll do this 3 times. Or more.
He just shakes his head
And if
enthusiastically,
you're
like,
hungry, go to the waitress. If anyone comes bugs you, oh, just make sure he's safe. Will you?
I don't think you got it, sir.
What is your name?
My name's Matilda.
Oh, keep them safe. I'll have an extra good piece.
I'll make sure the girls keep an eye on her. I'm pretty busy up here.
Right.
All right, he runs off, runs back to the booth. And you notice that Matilda does grab one of the barmaids and just kind of notate and gesture towards that, and she shakes her head very emphatically. Clearly, she's getting some of the cut. I'm sure not the full gold, but she's getting something. So, okay, so you head out the door, I guess, the one that they gestured there,
Yeah.
and you see yet another man who is dressed in what I'd say is a little finer attire than what the patrons on the inside were wearing. He's got a very fine rapier at his side. He's got looks like some pretty nice studded leather armor on, and kind of just leaning against the wall there, kind of trying to look pretty nonchalant. He says, "You boys heading down?"
Why, yes. Captain Scurvy sent us.
Aye. If the captain says you're okay, then you're okay by me. Reaches over, he pulls the ring on the hatch, the bulkhead door heading down, and says, "After you."
Yes, very well. And I climb down.
I slowly climb. Probably the last one.
That's fine. So you guys head down, and here's what you see. You guys see that?
I see a line.
Yes.
I see a line.
And I see
A single line?
Bilge. 1
It looks
square
like-
feet equals 5.
And you don't see anything? You don't see anything over here?
No, I see stuff. I'm in
Am I in the wrong
there
section?
now. I see it.
Oh, I see. I see.
Right a little bit? Okay.
Oh, now I do too. Zoomed in, I guess, too much.
Yeah, probably.
I think I know this one.
Probably. I'm sure you probably do. All right, so you head down. There's a door at the bottom, which it has no handle on this side and has a slot in the door.
Not through
And
the
the-
door.
You're not through the door yet. Yeah.
I'm
Does the
not.
door require money?
You don't see a slot. You don't see a coin slot, if that's what you're asking. No. You knock on the door, Owen?
Yes.
Okay. You pound on the door. After 2 knocks, the slot slides open, and you see a pair of eyes looking out.
Hello.
The eyes just look in your direction.
And I say, I hear you have rats in the basement.
And who would be telling you that?
Captain Scurvy.
Slot slides shut, and the door cracks open.
Oh, that's how it's done. Good job. Red.
Yes, you have figured it out.
God, we're
The door
so.
opens and you walk in. There are 3 men in here, all very well armed, kind of standing there. There's a counter off to your left with 2 seats. There's a woman and a man, both look to be human, sitting there that have kind of a looks like a ledger kind of in front of them, and they kind of, without even looking up, just kind of say, "All your weapons on the table. They'll be returned at the end."
Oh, yes, indeed. Very well. I know all of these procedures. Haha. I have run parties such as these myself in the past. Yes, here is everything I have.
May I have a receipt for this, please?
Indeed, they actually do scroll. As they scroll the stuff down, they do tear off a piece of paper that appears to have a number on it.
Excellent.
Waits to it. You guys leave everything, or do you keep it?
I leave everything.
They say, "All weapons on the table. They'll be returned at the end."
I don't quite.
That's okay, old man. I can carry you up. Here, you can have a lift on my back. It's totally fine.
Hey, yeah, that's fine.
Don't worry, I got you.
You put it down.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So yep. Yeah. So they do that for all of you. Everybody lays their stuff down. They hand you a piece of paper with a number on it, and then one of the gentlemen that's pretty well armored. Picks all your stuff up, walks to looks like a weapons rack, kind of at the far end down here actually, and kind of just stacks it in there, and then closes it in with a little gated area, and then puts a padlock on the outside of it. So you notice that there are quite a few weapons in here, kind of all hung up in various areas that are kind of all stacked in there. So once they take all that, the woman that's sitting there says, "Have a good time," and she motions you to the
Oh,
curtain.
indeed, we shall. For we are the group of the Lionhearts.
As I go by,
Where we go,
I'm like,
I'm
is
so-
this where they you have shagging down here?
I don't think it's
He
down.
doesn't even look up from that comment.
I think that's in a different house.
I'll take that as no. What is-
Yes, this is my kind of place.
This shagging thing just eludes me.
Usually in the begging house, there's more armed guards because you don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, yes. Oh, interesting.
So you walk in here. It definitely sounds like a tavern as well. A little quieter as far as the conversation goes, and there appears to be some gambling happening. Where there's the most of the crowd is kind of over on the side there, where there appears to be two very large men that are in there that are bare knuckled fighting. There's some yelling and screaming that's happening kind of around the cage as these two opponents circle each other and proceed to beat the hell out of each other periodically. And obviously the yelling crescendos and tapers off based on who seems to be doing better. There's also a board kind of on the side over there, which looks to be the odds as to who's winning, where the money is, and there's somebody collecting the money and everything there, kind of on the side. So
Is there a place to sign up for this cage match thing?
you could ask around. You don't see anything that's a board or anything that tells you specifically, but
So I kind of like.
Who's the guy that has the odds or whatever? I'm gonna ask him.
yeah, you can see a guy with a pretty large pouch that he's kind of holding in place. That's kind of standing near the odds board there. That's looks like he's keeping an eye on the fight, but also keeping a very close eye on his pouch and everything that's going around in the area there. He's kind of standing over right over here by the door here. I'll make kind of like a pointer to work here over here by the door into the
All
cage.
right, yeah. I
This is
go and
on the
approach
other
him,
side.
and I say,
Those- This is a cage that goes all the way to the ceiling. Those are bars all the way around that, so it's
yeah.
not open.
I
It's,
say, good sir, I would like to sign up for one of your cage matches.
he looks at you. We'd be all full up for tonight, but if you'd like to come back tomorrow, I would definitely love to have a specimen such as you in the fights.
Yes, indeed, and I'm sure the crowd would love me as well. Surely one of the lesser fights could be pushed more to the side to make room for a spectacular specimen such as myself. What do you say? I'll do a
You
persuasion.
can roll a persuasion check.
Oh, fuck. Can I get some help?
You tell me if the guys want to help you, they can, but I don't know how they
I'm like
would.
eyeing them in the back, like, to get over here and, like, play me up, like, be my wingman.
Oh,
I stand behind
I
Owen.
think that
It's a good plan.
Leroy wants to fight you, Owen. The cage.
I step away from Owen.
I don't know.
The
Oh, no. Oh. What is it? Do I?
the man holding the money there by the odds kind of looks and says, "I'm confused. You want to fight each other?"
No. that's
Oh
not-
no, I just, these are my companions here. They know how fearsome of a combatant I am. Go on, tell them how I can surely get crowds roaring to applause when they see me fight.
I kind of nudge.
He's an excellent performer.
Why don't you try to help him? I kind of whispered, like nudging Alando. Why don't you help him convince this guy? I'd like to see this lion in the cage myself.
Yes, he gets up on tables, quite boisterous and ready to charge the cage. Yes.
Haha, that's my man! I like give Alando a little noogie.
You can roll it again.
There we go.
All right. He says, "Well, if we've got a built-in audience, then maybe I could slide something around. Let me look here."
Ah, yes, of course you can. Just tell me when I'm fighting. I'll get in there and show him what's what.
He looks across the room a little bit, and he looks over at one of the bar stools that's over there, and he says, "Mir!" This guy that he has one eye. You can see that there's a slash right through the middle of the eye, and he looks pretty rough. Looks like he's had his nose broken more than a couple times. And he says, "Mir, you're bumped for tonight." And he kind of stands up, looks pretty pissed, and then sits back in his chair. He says, "All right, what's your name?"
You may call me Leroy the Lionheart.
All right, Leroy. You fight the winner.
Of course I do.
Two pretty large men in the ring that are beating the crap out of each other. From watching for a couple minutes, you can tell that they are straight up just brawlers. There's not a whole lot of technique here. They're just literally pummeling each other, and right now there's really no clear cut winner that you can see.
Right. As I'm looking at them fight, how quickly does it look like they're attacking?
We can roll an insight check.
Okay. I think this is a -1 for me, but that's fine. Insight, yes.
You think that they're pretty much straight up brawlers, that there's not really a whole lot of finesse, a whole lot of strategy for either one of the two of them. They just look like big guys that can take a lot of damage and know how to dish it out.
Perfect.
That's the impression you get. They don't look like they're they're professional fighters, let's put it that way.
All right.
So as he's kind of doing that, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Aren't we supposed to gamble?
I believe so. Is there anyone that has a description of this captain? I forget what he's.
And I kind of say this, we whisper into you guys. Did Captain Scurvy actually tell us to gamble here?
No, we're to go over this Captain John, take all his money.
Yeah.
So maybe we could get some information, make some friends here while we're checking out the games.
This Captain John is rather loose with it, and it should be very easy to win it all.
Did Captain Scurvy tell us anything about Captain John that might help us pick him out of the crowd?
I actually don't remember exactly.
And that piece of paper doesn't say anything about it other than what we had to say down here, right?
Yeah, he did not, actually.
I look for a guy that's missing in.
Give yourself inspiration. Very nice. When you look kind of in the table in the lower right-hand corner against the wall there, that's kind of set up, you notice that looks like it's set up for a specific kind of game, and you indeed see kind of in the lower right-hand corner, I'll kind of click on the seat, in this seat right here, you see somebody that is indeed wearing an eye patch in that corner. And he happens to be the only one. He also has a pretty large stack of coin in front of him where, and most of them at this table do, actually.
That is one missing the eye. Perhaps.
I kind of nudge Leroy and I say, "Hey Leroy, before you go in the cage, we're gonna need some coin for this gambling match. Can you spot us some gold?"
Ah, yes, you know I can. Haha, I'm always good for a good wager. Just make sure you bet on me to win this next match. It'll be coin well spent.
If I get the opportunity, I'll back you, Leroy, but I don't know what kind of gambling they're doing over there, and I just put out my hand.
I'm not sure what this eye could mean, but perhaps we're supposed to offer this eye to.
Very well. What are the buy-in stakes? And I ask people at the gambling thing.
So you walk over to that table.
What table was it?
This one down. This one down here, against the wall. The guy we were told with the eye patch is sitting in this chair right here, just so you know. So currently, all the seats are full at that table, just so you know. Let's see. For anybody, does anybody know anything about games of chance? If not, you guys can roll whatever the hell you would use to see if you're familiar with it.
I'm not. Don't have any
That'd be
proficient.
weird. Yeah, I don't have any.
Just roll history, I guess.
You should have some scoop of history, right?
I'm.
Usually,
Yeah, but they're navigator's tools. That's it.
Yeah, if you guys don't have any gaming stuff, then just roll history. And
So wait, I mean, I might, because I know I have like cards and
Yeah,
stuff.
you might.
Where am I looking for that at?
Just look and see what you have for
what's your background?
background. Yeah, Urchin, you do. Yeah, you should for Urchin.
Yeah, Urchin, I should. I grew up in the city, like on the streets is my background. I
Yep.
must know my background.
So you know this game is Liar's Dice that they are playing. So,
And do I know how to play Liar's Dice?
you do. And I will explain it to everybody. I don't know if you're going to explain it to them or not, or should I just?
Well, I'm still holding out my hand, waiting for the stake, the back from Leroy.
Yeah, I was just asking how much the buy-in is so I can pay it.
It looks like they are actually. So the stacks in front of all these people are all silver, just so you know, and it looks like it's 5 silver per hand that they're betting on average. So it seems to fluctuate a little bit, but that's kind of seems like the average.
I say, very well, here, take a gold piece.
Okay, and I take the gold piece, and I said, Hi, Leroy. Well, I'll see what kind of information we can get. Good luck in your brawl over there. I'll back you.
Ah, luck is for losers. I'm too skilled for such things.
Well, break a leg, my mighty lion.
All right, cool.
So I kind of walk over to the table and kind of just start standing behind the guys, back a few feet, and just start watching the game.
All right, so you guys watch the game, even those you aren't familiar with it. Pick it up pretty quick. So I'll just explain the rules, just so you know. So how it works is basically everybody puts up their bid initially of what they're going to do for the round, and everybody has to agree, or they fold out of the round. So if somebody bets 5 silver, they don't want to bet 5 silver, they don't play that round basically. So everybody antes up their amount, and then what happens is they all roll dice, and they roll 3d6 dice, and then privately, so that's not shared between anybody. And then what happens is they have to basically bid on how much they think they have with all the dice combined at the table. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seats at the table with 3d6. That's 15 dice. I might say I bet 5 5s, and then it would move to the next person down the line, and they would either have to say I bet 6 5s or higher, or call that person a liar. If it comes out as higher than the same or higher than what that person called, then they lose. If it comes in less, then they win, and they win everything at the table. So it's kind of a win or lose all is kind of how it works.
The total number of all the dice combined?
Correct. So a number of whatever the amount of the pips on the dice. So not total as in add them up, but if there are 5 people playing, they'll have 3 dice. That's 15 dice total. And I could say I think there are at least 5 5s on this table, or I might say there are 10 5s on this table. The next person in the line either has to say at least 11 5s, or they have to try and call that person out.
Okay, I think I got it now. And if you said the table's full, and could you kind of, I don't know if I need to roll for this, but can you kind of at least describe the people at the table?
Sure. Yep. So it looks like you've got a combination. So kind of going from, we'll just go clockwise, starting on the left side over there. That person, he's a shorter man. Looks like he's probably a merchant based on his attire. He's a little rotund. He's not definitely not the adventurer type. He looks like he's sweating profusely. He's down to not very much money. He's definitely the short stack at the table. The next guy kind of in line is also looks like he may be a merchant of some sort. He's doing a little better off. He's kind of a younger guy, and definitely the kind of person who looks like he's not very familiar with the game. You can tell he's studying very, very acutely what's going on kind of at the table for every single roll, every single hand, and going from there. The guy kind of in the center straight up, he looks like he's about as common as you get. He looks like the type of guy who's in here to make his fortune or lose it all. He actually is doing relatively well in comparison to the rest of the table, but you can tell he's very nervous about every single hand and everything that's happening here. The guy next to that is the guy with the eye patch. He's a pretty stocky guy. He's human as well. He does have an eye patch. And he's in kind of non-typical, not what you'd expect as somebody who you would think would be a captain. He's kind of in plain clothes. Looks like you would have maybe dubbed him as a dock worker more than a captain, kind of from his garb. But he's very calm and collected. He does not look like he's concerned at all.
And how's he doing money-wise?
He's doing pretty well. He's probably second on the table. And then the guy over on the very far side is actually a woman, not a guy, and she's not doing well at all. But she also looks extremely confident, and looks to be eyeing the stacks more than the hands. She seems to be paying more attention to the money that's transpiring and what's happening that way, and it seems to be just kind of going through the motions of the actual game rather than focused on what's actually happening. Just so you know. So.
Okay, and I kind of look back at Leroy and I say, "Hey, Leroy, when are you up for fighting?"
Oh, well, I'm simply watching this match go on, and whenever we see a victor, then that's when I'll go.
Oh, I wanted to explain one more thing about the game, too. So the way that it works is obviously they go out of the game one of two ways. Either they lose all of their money, and they then have to stand up from the table if they're out. Or if they lose, if the bidder loses, so if, for example, if I told one of you guys that you're a liar and I was wrong, right, that there was the number that was called or less, and I'm wrong, then I actually have to give up one of my dice from my cup too. So instead of 3 dice 6, I have 2 dice 6. If I lose again, then I have 1 dice 6. And then once I have 0 dice, I have to get up and I'm out. That's kind of how it works too. So basically, if I'm a bad player, I could be out in three rounds basically. That makes sense? Or did I lose everybody?
Yeah.
I think so.
It's yeah. Okay. So, and they're in the middle of a round right now.
Yes.
Can you kind of give us a play-by-play how the round's going?
Yeah. So the woman on the end, on the far end down there, it appears to be her turn, and the dice come out. They roll them in a cup. They flip over their cups. They secretly all look at their dice, and she says, "I bid 7 3s." It then slides over to the guy on the far side of the table, and he says, looks around and says, "I'll say 4 3s. Sorry, I'm so confused. 8 3s," he says.
I'm gonna throw my bat under the table to see if anyone.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so wait 1 second though. So the second guy, since he didn't say liar or anything, so does he have to go with her amount of 3s, or can he then just say a different number?
No, it's got to be the same number. The same number that was initially called by the first person.
By the first person, okay. I wanted to clear that up, but then I'll make sure that. All
Yep.
right,
So he says 8 3s. It moves to the next man down the line. This is the guy who's clearly he's doing okay. He's like I said, he's very, very new to the game. You can see him kind of count off on his fingers. 9 threes, nine threes. And gets to the guy who has no business being there, is there for his fortune. He kind of looks around at everybody and he looks at the guy next to him and says, "Liar!" and yells it out. And at that point, everybody raises their cups up, and it's counted up. And there are, in fact, 10 threes. So he loses everything that he had in front of him. You can see the color drains from his face. He kind of puts his hands down, looks at the table, just kind of pushes back from the table, stands up, and walks out.
So it was the middle guy, the commoner, and he yelled. Sorry.
No, go ahead. What?
Middle guy, the commoner, he yelled 10 threes, and the next guy yelled liar?
He yelled, so not the middle guy yelled liar. The guy that had no business being there, the guy that pushed back from the table. He was calling the guy who said 9 threes.
Which was eye patch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So who gets all the money?
The one that they stopped on, liar. So they scoop it in, and actually they get it all. So
eye patch got it all?
No, not eye patch. He never got to eye patch. He gets no cut of it at all. So the one that gets it is the one that they stopped on, which in this case is immediately to the left of where they were. So.
Oh, okay. So the round's going around the table in that direction. I was thinking the other way.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So while this is going on, I kind of I'm nudging Orlando, and just so we can hear, but I don't want the guys on the table to hear. And I go, Orlando, pass me that eye.
Yes, here you go. Box or the bag?
Okay. So I take it out of the bag. Well, actually, I'm sorry. I put the gold that Leroy gave me into the bag, and I go, "Hi, friends. I see a seat may have opened here at the table. You mind if I join the game?"
The dealer / bouncer sitting in the center of the table that looks to be the one keeping order to make sure that things don't get out of hand just kind of nods in your direction. Open seat.
I step up into the chair and I kind of just dump the bag on the table with my money so the eye falls out with it.
Is it in the box still, or is it?
You said in the bag, right? I had put my money in the bag with it,
so
I could do this. So I just dump it on the table so the eye and the money come out like it's part just like I didn't know it was in there, and I just kind of it sits there with my money on the table.
Okay. So all I'm asking though is, did you take the eye out of the box, or did you just leave it in the box with the money too? So basically, when you spill out the coin, is the eye going to spill out on top of the coin too?
Yes, the eye's spilling out with the coin.
Okay. Let's see.
And I'm kind of looking at, I'm looking casually around to see if there's a reaction.
Yep. Okay. You don't notice anything. Anyway, making a visible reaction to it.
Okay. And I go, friends, a game of dice. I hope you don't mind me joining in. I see you really took that last guy here. This must not be a lucky seat.
Well, only time will tell how lucky you be, the guy with the eye patch says.
I kind of just give him a nod.
Let's keep the game going, one of the guys says. And the woman says, yes, I'd like to take some more coin before I have to retire. So the gentleman all the way to the left, the merchant, it appears it's his turn to start. And he says, let's raise the stakes, shall we? I don't have all night. So he takes out 10 silver, puts it on the table instead of the customary 5. The guy next to him, who, like I said, probably first time playing, you'd bet based on the way he's looking at, kind of, again, gets out his fingers, kind of does some quick math. He also takes up 10, sets it out there.
How many silver and a gold?
10 silver is in 1 gold.
Oh, 10, sorry, yeah,
Yep.
10 silver. It's 10.
Is there any way that my bat could possibly look at dice from an angle or something to see what people roll?
We'll give you a chance on that. How's that? Just roll a d6, and if it's a 4 through 6, we'll give you. I'll say yes that he can see. Yep. And if you roll a 6, I'll let you see all of them at the table. If it's anything else, then I'll let you see one of the people at the table.
Hey, do you want me to roll it in the open?
Yeah, I'll roll it open.
What did I say?
Yep. Oh, good. So you can see one person's dice. Absolutely.
I quickly send a message to our friend here, Ryder, and I say, I can see one person, and I can help you if he's lying or not. Or what he's got. I'll tell you what he's got.
Is this message quiet like anyone else?
Yeah, it comes in your head. It's a spell.
So
It comes a whisper in your head.
I kind of nod and smile, and then
Is that semantic, by the way, or is that do you actually have? Is there hand motions, or what do you have to do for that?
I use my pistol.
Okay, so you don't have it.
Doesn't use material.
Okay.
But it probably has a little bit. It's verbal, semantic, and material.
So
you don't see me with a material, so you just see this.
That's fine. Okay.
So I.
The guy at the table. Hold on, let me see.
I'm gonna act like I'm talking to myself.
All right, I'm gonna give him disadvantage on this perception roll. Then hold on a second.
You want me to roll?
Yeah, go ahead. I was just gonna roll difficulty, but go ahead. Yeah, that's fine.
That's usually.
You don't have to do very good based on that roll, but go ahead.
Oh yeah. I might get a 20.
Here you go. Nobody notices anything. That's perfect.
Okay, so I kind of just, while facing the table, still kind of nod and kind of just shake my head in a motion towards one eye while saying, "I'm gonna sit out the first hand, friends. Just see how it goes." And then could you say that you can let it pass? So and then go ahead.
Okay. Yep, no problem. It goes past you. The dealer / bouncer in the middle says, "There's no problem passing, friend, but just don't make a habit of it. People do pretty antsy if you're taking up a seat and not betting money."
No worries, friend. I'm just getting a feel for the table.
Understood. It's Eye Patch's turn. He without even taking a second thought slides over 10 silver there, and then it's to the woman in the corner. She also puts out the 10. So there's 40 silver or 4 gold sitting on the table right now up for odds. So the betting starts, and it's the nervous guy, first time player. It's kind of to your left there, Strider, or right actually, with the direction you're facing. And he says, everybody rolls their dice, flips it over, and he starts off 9 5s. 9 5s. From there, it moves past and moves to the next guy, Mr. Eye Patch there, and he says 11 5s. Moves to the woman.
Can I walk around the table and investigate and see if I think anybody is cheating?
Sure. That would probably be what? An insight check? Or would that be investigation?
I like insight because it's...
Yeah, I bet you do.
Well, I feel it's also like reading people
That's
as opposed to specifically looking at them.
I'll give you that. Yep, I'll give you that.
Okay.
Very nice. You don't think so. You don't think anybody's cheating. What did I stop on? The woman, right? The woman says 12 5s. And then the merchant in the corner immediately says, "Liar!" and points at the woman. Everybody pulls up their cup, and it's actually only 5 5s on the table.
Oh.
So, needless to say, she loses. and money slides over. All of it slides to the merchant in the corner, who's hurriedly rubbing his hands together, counting up the 40 silver he just made in that single hand. She is now short stack at the table by far. She looks like if it's another 10 silver game, she's done. She's got one more hand left. You also see her take one of her dice and put it out on the table, so now she's down to 2. So now, instead of 15 dice at the table, there's less, right? Because there's 14 dice at the table, just so everybody's aware.
So, I don't think we really specified this. Did I just dump the 1 gold on the table?
Well, you tell me what was in that bag.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm going to say that I put all of my money in it as well.
Okay.
And which I don't even know what that is right now, because I'm looking for it, and I don't know if it's transferred in the sheet. Can you tell me?
I don't think you spent any, so whatever your starting gold would be is what you'd have, so that's fine. You can look it up.
Okay. All right, well, whatever.
For an urchin, it's like 10.
Probably 10 gold, something like that. Yeah.
So I have like 11 gold in front of me, we'll say.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so now the person that won that hand was the short merchant, right?
Yep. That was the guy. That was the guy that's all the way to the left, kind of against the wall, close to the wall there.
Got it. Okay, so I just say, good hand, friend.
Indeed, it was. So next is the nervous guy, right? He's the guy that's going to start it off. So everybody rolls their dice. I'm sorry. He antes first. He sticks with the 10 silver ante going in. Moves to you. You play this hand or not?
I push in, yeah, I'm in.
Okay. Eye patch pushes in, and the woman pushes in as well. And the merchant does too, behind her. So we've got basically 50 silver at the table right now, so 5 gold. So he starts. Dice are rolled. Here's what you can do, Al. Just use that tower function. Click on your thing and roll 3d6 for me.
Wait, so when I click on tower, just...
Oh, you're not going to be able to do that. Shit.
What?
I'm thinking to myself, hold on a second, because it doesn't let you decide what type of roll you're going to do. It just does a d20.
Just like roll something on Google?
You can go ahead and roll your own right now. It only gets to be an issue for the other one, so that's fine. Go ahead, just roll 3d6.
Nice. Oh, just roll 3d6 in game?
Yep, just roll 3d6 so that we know what you came up with for that, and we'll see what the rolls are. You're probably gonna have to roll it individually. Matter of fact, now that I say that, just roll 1d6, 1d6, 1d6. That way we can see what each roll is.
Why, I can't do 3d6?
You can do 3d6. It'll show up.
Will it tell me the individual ones? Okay.
Yes, it will.
Then don't listen to me.
That was my roll, but yeah, it shows everything.
Okay, cool. So that's what you rolled. A 3, a 6, and a 1. So the and actually I'm gonna roll these for these guys too, since you're playing, so that it's actually fair. I'm not gonna just make it up on you. So that's 1, 2, 3.
And so while they're rolling, I kind of just nod my head towards Alando and motion towards the merchant that started this hand, the dealer of this hand.
Hey,
Yep.
are the rolls supposed to be hidden?
Did you see that?
Yeah, you have to do /GM roll,
Yeah.
and then only you can see it.
That's not gonna do you any good, is it?
They might as well
Yeah.
just re-roll it.
Yeah, re-roll it. So /GM roll and
Yep.
12d6.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, so the merchant that's immediately to your right, I guess, where you're sitting. Not the merchant, the guy that's the first time player. He says 4 4s.
And I'm kind of just nodding still, like, so Alondo will notice, and I'm kind of waiting.
Is that the guy I can see?
I thought you got to pick. That's why I was nodding towards the guy.
Oh, I get a pick? Okay.
You get
I was kind of motioning which guy.
Yeah. Sure, that's the guy?
That's fine if you had the bat want to look over his shoulder.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's the guy
Whatever
want to
guy
look.
he picks is fine.
Okay. Yep. You see that he's got 2 4s and a 1.
Okay. I convey that message.
Okay.
So I go 5 4s.
Okay. Moves to the eye patch. Says higher. And you said 5 4s?
Yeah.
So what did you roll? You have none. 1, 2, 3. There actually were 6 4s on the table, so you win. Actually, eye patch looks in your direction.
And easy game, fellas, easy game, and I pull all the money in.
It says beginner's luck. He slides it over to you, and the woman slides over her money to you and says, "That's all for me tonight, boys. Let me know if you guys would like to play any other games." And she saunters over to the bar area over there. So there are now 4 people at the table with 3 dice apiece. So there are now
chatter going on around here, or kind of just over here? Nothing to go on. They're all real serious into the game.
Say again. I'm sorry.
Any other chatter going on at the table? Is it kind of quiet besides the gameplay?
It looks pretty serious. Yeah, it's not quite tense, but it's kind of like a 2-4 poker game. Let's call it that way. That's
Any guys drinking at the table?
No, nobody is drinking here. The table next to you guys, which looks like they're playing a different kind of a game, is much more lively. And the table behind, which looks like kind of a combination of roulette and craps, kind of, is very boisterous and loud back there.
So I just go, all right, this is a fun game, my friends. Can I get any of you guys a drink on me?
I'll take it. I'll take a drink.
You hear from behind you, Owen says, yes.
And I kind of scoff off Owen and just motion to the guys at the table.
The guy with the eye patch just kind of puts up his hand and shakes his head. The guy that's looks pretty nervous just says, "I need to focus." And the other merchant says, "Hi, you can buy me a drink all you want. I'll drink. I'll spend your coin, no problem."
All right, so I just kind of order us 2 ales with the waitress, and we
She comes around periodically and takes your orders just like anywhere else. So okay, so unless you care, we'll fast forward this a little bit, and what happens is that the guy to your right, the first time player, loses his money, and the merchant seems to get bored with the interaction and kind of moves on. He looks like he moves back to the table that is more boisterous. He stands up and says, "Good game, but I think I'd need a little more fun before I turn in for the night. No offense, folks." And stands up and walks back to the table. So it's just you and Eye Patch that are sitting there. And he looks to you and he says, "You calling in tonight as well?"
I'm willing to continue if you are, friend.
This game's a little different, heads up.
Yeah, I know how it goes.
The way that I play, if you're a man enough, is we just push in bets, and every time we raise our stakes every round that goes around. If I say 5 4s, and then you say 6 4s, you need to double your stakes. Are you in?
I kind of look down at his stack to see how much money he has in front of him.
He looks pretty comparable to you, actually. Pretty close. He might have you by a little bit, but not very much. We'll say you've made about 3 gold in those other rounds that went around. He looks like he's maybe a couple gold ahead of you, but not much.
Okay. Yeah. I go, I'm in, friend. I'm in.
I fancied you for a gambler. Let's have some fun.
I'm gonna look at his cards or his dice.
Yeah, absolutely. So, just so everybody's aware, there are now 6 dice total on the table. Okay, just so you know. So you can roll yours again, Ryder, and I'm gonna roll his. So
Okay.
actually, I'll just roll it in the open since you guys. Yeah, that's fine because you're gonna see what it is anyways.
It is a 2, a 3, a 4.
It starts with you, Strider. So actually, before the betting, he gets to start off with the betting round, and he says,
Wait, then we
"Let's
start.
make this interesting." He takes 5 gold. Boom, sets it down. 20.
Ah, that's a hefty bet, my friend, but I'm in. I'll see how this goes.
Indeed. So you
So-
match 5, okay?
It starts with him, though, right?
It does. It starts with him. He says, "I bet 1-4."
So I contemplate. I think about it. It's a big bet, you know.
Which, by the way, now if you're going to call him out on it, you need to put in 10 gold, not just 5.
Yeah, but obviously, okay. So this is not in character because you got to tell me this part. I know what his dice are.
Yeah, he has
there is-
no idea what you have, obviously.
Yeah, and I know there is 1-4, and I can only say a continuation of 4.
Right, so what you have to decide is he going to call you on whatever you say or
Yeah.
not?
But I have no choice but to say the higher number, unless I call him a liar.
You can call him a liar. Yep.
But obviously, I wouldn't do that here. Let's see here. And the bet's 5 gold.
You got to remember that we're 6, for all you guys know, without the insight from the bat, there's 6 dice total on the table. He's saying he's got at least 1-4. You wouldn't normally know whether he does or not.
So, you know what? You're a liar.
You guys raise your cups, lift them up, and he indeed does have 1-4. He says, "I see. I told you. Only one. You're not very brave of a better here." He reaches out and he grabs your 5 and slides it back.
Nice play, friend. Nice play. I'll give that to you. I'm still a bit new here, but now it's my turn.
Indeed, it is. How much you're wagering to begin with, friend?
I push all my money in with the eyeball, and I kind of let the eye roll on the table in the middle. I'm all in.
You can see his eyes get wide. His
His
eyes get wide. He looks his eye gets wide, and he looks down at that.
And then I go, "Oh, sorry, that was my good luck trinket. Wow, that actually looks similar to your eye."
You reach out to grab it, or do you leave it on the table?
Well, no, I grab it after he sees it. I let him see it.
Oh,
Obviously.
if you reach out to do it, he puts his hand on top of yours. No, wait.
Oh, are you going to match that with your other eye, friend?
He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a parchment and he slaps it down on the table.
What is this? A parchment to match an eye?
That'd be the deed to me ship.
You want to put up the deed to your ship versus this eye?
Friend, I don't think you know what you have there, but this ship will cover it. I can promise you that.
And I kind of look over the paper, the parchment, and I hold it up to Alando, and I kind of wink, and I go, "We're in."
Friend, I'll tell you, I never lose when this much is on the line. I guess we won't be raising the big stakes anymore. One more hand.
Let's let the dice tell the story.
Hey, he rolls.
4, 4, 5. And you can respond back to
Oh, I can because I didn't know that.
with a sentence. It's in your head, so no.
Hold on, let me roll first.
Yeah.
All right, you start off the betting since you were the one that started the wager. There, Strider.
So I say 3 4s.
He looks at you and says, he contemplates 4 4s.
So I look down at the deed. I look at the guy. I look at him. I go, "You're a liar."
He reaches out slowly, grabs the cup, and rips it off. 2 here and... That's not possible.
I start to. I lift the cup up while I put my hand down on the deed and the money, and I show him my dice.
He says, he must have cheated. And the dealer says, hold on, Kuda. Kuda, you're no stranger to losing. Don't be trying to make a scene here. We'll escort you out like last time if that's what need be. And he says, that can't happen. You saw it. He was barely winning all night, and he so confidently did that. He was cheating.
No cheating here, friend. Beginner's luck, as you said earlier. What are you sore you lost your boat now? Can't you pay up? I tell you what, my friends and I are going to come with us while you show me to this boat. I want to make sure you can back up your bet.
He stands up roughly from the table, kicks his chair back, and says, "You'll be finding the boat yourself. You'll be bringing her back to me sooner than you know anyways." And he storms off, throws back the curtain.
And I go, "Oh no." I grab the deed of the money and I get up and follow.
Okay.
My cage match ready yet?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
There
So
we
you go to follow him, and we'll kind of leave it right there for that part of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, matter of fact, you watch the match, and one of the gentlemen does end up prevailing, barely. He doesn't look like he's in very good shape. And the other guy looks like more from exhaustion than from a final blow, kind of collapses and goes down. Cheering happens, and you see one of the names gets crossed out on the board, and money starts changing hands. The people all start crowding around the guy with the purse, and he starts handing out money to some folks. Looks like maybe the favorite one based on the amount of money given out, because there wasn't all that much.
Alrighty. For this sort of thing, I ask him like if I got to take off my armor and stuff, or am I good just going in?
Yes. No, you definitely need to be bare-chested like that, man. If you're
I'm like-
and
I'm
it's
like,
barehanded.
oh, no problem. And then I like rip off my armor, flex my muscles, make sure I get like a crowd noticing me.
Oh yeah, you get some people that are muttering to themselves, and it looks like they're trying to decide how they're going to place bets and the rest. Odds are on the other guy slightly, not too much though. You do notice that a smaller man scurries into the cage with the guy who won. Two other men go in there and grab the guy who looks to be unconscious and kind of drag him out of there and move him off to another area of the room. They go out through the curtained area there, take the man out through that way. And he's over there. The guy's talking to him, and you do notice that he hands him some kind of elixir that he drinks back.
Okay. So yeah, I saunter on in there. I think I'm standing on top of one guy, but whatever. I just take a position. I go in there and I just do like a handstand to try to like rile up the crowd. I'm gonna roll a performance.
Yeah, roll performance, sure.
Alright, let's see. Bam. Nice.
Yeah, they're pretty impressed. You get some people to actually applaud. You can see a couple of them look at the board, and some of them even start to chant a little bit. Leroy, Leroy.
Ah, yes. Yes, dear audience, it is time for you to behold the fight of the century.
For the
I
rest of
will
you guys
be
hear
sure
the
to
starting?
draw this out and make
You guys
it
hear the
entertaining.
starting, so I don't know. What do you guys do? Do you guys move that direction? Do you stay where you're at? What do you guys do?
I'm
the-
probably gonna go with Ryder.
Okay.
I'm sticking by my wizard.
Okay.
Oh,
So you guys kind of all head in that direction a little bit. Okay. Very cool. So yeah. So it's basically the guy. They lock the door, shut you in there. They kind of check both of you for any weapons that are in place. And the guy kind of walks up to you guys both and he says, "Now, this is just a straight up fight. No tricks. He points at you. He's like, no claws, no permanent damage. You're just gonna beat each other until one of you is unconscious. I don't need anybody else dying in here." And the other guy just
Yes, if you insist.
Hmm?
A fair and clean fight. I've got it.
Yes. So he walks out and he says, "All right, place your final bets. Who shall it be? Shall it be the challenger, Leroy?" And you hear some people applaud. "Or shall it be the champion, Sage?" And they all, a little bit more applause for this guy than for you, but not too much more, actually. Sage appears to be kind of a half-breed, you would guess. He looks like he may be kind of half-orc. Pretty ugly-looking guy. Pretty well beat up based on the previous fight and the rest. Although he looks like he's in much better shape than where he was than when the fight ended a minute ago. So, so the guy with the purse, kind of who appears to be the ring announcer too, shuts the door, walks out into the crowd, and says, "On the count of 3, begin! 1, 2, 3!" He yells really quickly, and you see Sage sprint forward towards you. Looks like attempting to bull rush you. So
I was gonna...
go ahead and roll initiative. Yeah.
Yeah. There we
Let me
go.
drag somebody out. Hold on. Mm-hmm. This guy does not have a sword, but that's what he kind of looks like.
Alrighty.
I roll his initiative too. Okay, didn't go in the tracker because it's awesome. Let's see. He got a 12, so you go first.
Oh, sweet. All right. First thing I'm gonna do is as he's trying to bull rush to me, sort of like let him come in, dance around him, and like try to grab him a little bit. So here's what's gonna
grapple him?
happen. Yeah, so I'm gonna do athletics.
Okay.
Ooh, nice. So he's got a 21 or higher.
You definitely got him beat. I'm almost positive. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'll roll it, but there's basically no chance that's going to happen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
When they said no tricks, do they just mean that I can't slash him?
You didn't really get any more explanation than that, so you can interpret it however you like. All they said was no claws, so I don't know what that means. So you can interpret that how you like.
Alright, I'm just gonna keep him grappled for now, and then I'll see about this other trick I was gonna do. Anyway, yeah, I'll just have him grab.
Cool. Okay, so you've basically got control of him. He's gonna try and break free from your grapple, obviously. Well, let's see. You've got him. He's probably gonna try and swing an attack. He can still attack when he's grappled.
Yeah, that's cool. My AC is 13 without any armor.
Okay. Okay, cool. So I just need to roll straight up pluses, bro. It's 2. Oh, he hits you.
Nice.
So you grab a hold of him,
damage
got him
anyway.
held pretty good. He reels back with one hand, and with the practiced move of somebody who's obviously used to kind of fighting in a cage here, he takes a swing at the side of your head. I
So
don't
this
know
is like what, 1 damage?
what's bare fist damage even. I should probably.
Yeah, 1. It's just 1. I
Okay.
think that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So there you go. You take 1 point of damage.
Yep, got it. And then on my turn, I'm gonna now try to like throw him to the floor, shove him prone.
Okay.
I'll have him grappled. We've got to be an 11, but yeah, it's not too good.
Probably are gonna do it because he's pretty pathetic. So
We'll see. I don't know. It's about 50-50.
you got him.
Oh, I did it! Yeah, so
Yep.
he's now shoved prone, and he can't get out of prone until he beats the grab.
Right.
And if he attacks, he has disadvantage.
Yep. So he's gonna try and get up.
So roll athletics again.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that should be a 10. I forgot to add his modifier, but that's fine.
Oh, it's I
Still crushed him,
hold
so that's cool. He struggles trying to get up, but you still got him pinned.
Alrighty, I'm going to try to punch him on the floor. Not actually doing my claw damage, just... Oh, I have advantage, my bad. So I'll roll again. So 13, does that hit?
Yeah, it does. Yep, 13.
Alright, so yeah, I just do 1,
Okay,
because I'm not clawing him just yet.
all right. Yeah, ooh, he doesn't like that either.
Yep.
Yep. So he tries to break free again. He tries rolling the
Alrighty.
other direction as you take a swing.
Athletics. Oof, probably beat that one.
Nope.
Oh my gosh, nice.
He's pathetic. He's stunned from that blow. He goes to roll the other side, and even though you kind of fumble with it, he's not much.
Yeah. Alright, here we go. Bang! 21 for 1 damage.
Yes.
Okay.
You definitely hit him. He's going to try and break out one more time before he starts swinging like a madman.
Alright, here we go. Oh, 8.
All right. He breaks out.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
So he rolls away from you. So
Alright,
is he
so-
he's not is he
It
now
takes
he's
an
not
action to break out, so I get to do
Yeah.
something before him.
He gets away, right? But he can't do anything. Yep.
Yeah. Do I want to grab him again? How bad does he look from just taking 2 damage?
You can tell he's bloodied, but he doesn't look like he's, going down real quick anyway, so.
Okay, I'm gonna try grabbing him again. Wow. That's too good that time.
Yep, you go to grab him, and he's wise to your tricks now, and he ducks under your open arms,
Alrighty.
and then he's going to try and land an uppercut
Bring
on
it.
your, face with that. Boom!
Oh man, another crit. Okay.
Block. Boom! 1 damage. Catch it under the chin. Your head snaps back. You
Grabbing him again. Wow. I cannot roll above that height anymore.
You just rung your bell, so that's why.
Yeah.
You go to grab
Alright.
again. He sidesteps again. He's going to come in with another. He's going to take a haymaker this
He's
time.
been critting each time, too. That's hilarious. Oh, that's a miss. Oh, actually,
Sure is.
no. Yeah, that's a miss. Yeah, that's a miss.
That's a miss.
All right, one more time. I mean, these would have missed attack-wise anyway.
Oh,
so
he just dodges out of the way. He
I'm
takes a
actually gonna
big
keep
swing.
doing
He
this because
misses.
these attacks would have missed either way. So as well.
He takes a big swing. You just can't quite grapple.
Yeah.
This time he leans back and jumps out with a kick, straight kick to the midsection to try and catch you off guard. Which also
That's
hits.
it. Okay, that's another one. All right, go for a grab again. All right, beating 8. Wow. What's going on with my rolls? Ah,
Oh,
I
you got
got
him
him.
that time.
So here's
too
my
slow.
trick. I'm gonna see if they say anything about it. How big are these walls here?
The cage side or the other part?
The other part. Yeah, that's fine.
It's just brick, kind of stone block actually, kind of all the way up to the ceiling, and then there's wooden rafters for the.
Yeah, how high is wall, like the floor to the ceiling, basically?
Oh, how high?
Yeah.
About 9 feet.
It's almost good enough, but not quite. All right, that's it. I just have him grabbed.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna attempt to break out again.
Alrighty.
Maybe. Let's see what you roll.
Oh yeah. If I get a 1, we can break. Okay, I got it. Oh no, never mind. You got a 14.
You got a 14, so yep.
Yeah, he breaks.
So he gets out of the way and take a backhanded swing and tries to hit you across the back of the head.
Oh, on his turn, he tried to break out, so he doesn't.
Oh, right, sorry. Yep.
But it would have missed anyway. 9 misses.
You can tell you guys look like you're getting kind of tired, so it's a little ugly here with what's happening. He keeps plugging away.
Go ahead and hit him now. Oh, he misses.
He slips, goes down to one knee, actually. You tend to follow it up with an overhand strike and miss.
We're both rolling so bad. I tried to get the advantage by shoving him again. But...
there we go.
That's just a hit. Yep.
He just picks a straightforward jab to your face, just trying to get some distance between you and him.
Alrighty.
For another point of damage.
Punch, nope.
You did nothing. I didn't see it roll, so.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, I got it. Yep, okay. Take another swing at you. Connects again. Another point of damage.
I'm still
What are you
fine.
doing? I didn't even look.
14 hit.
Yep.
Yay, 1. Okay.
You got him.
I'm gonna keep going.
Okay. He's just, he's down. He goes back down to his knee again.
12 enough?
12 is exactly enough. Yep.
Okay, 1 damage.
Yep. He's looking pretty worse for wear. You can tell he's still up. He's not on his way down, but he's looking pretty rough.
Alrighty.
He fights back, takes a swing up and misses.
Miss. Ooh, just a miss.
Just a miss.
Yeah.
You guys both swing at each other and mere inches from each other.
Alrighty.
And takes
Hits.
one desperate blow at your kidneys.
Alrighty. Gonna swing. Ugh, man.
Yep. And another hit from the other side, and the other kidney.
Alright, I'm still fine for a bit. I'll keep going. There we go, 1 damage.
Ugh. You overhand clock him, send him down to one knee. He's still up, but you see he's struggling. 14.
That's
hits.
a hit.
And one
Yeah,
more
I'm
shot.
looking pretty bloody too, but
He's up from his knees, but he takes a shot. You take a shot to your knee and wobble to the side.
Pow! There we go, 1 damage.
With that, you hit him. Just tell me what you do, because that's the end of it.
It's just like a bloody brawl. I just like get this guy up against the cage finally. I get the claws out like slightly, like he kind of feels them, but just to get a good grip. And I just like slam him across the cage and like clock him across the face, basically where everyone can see.
Awesome. Yeah, the crowd erupts and in cheering as Sage heads to the ground, rubs his face against the side of the cage, and then just boom, lands flat down on his face.
I'm like, yes!
You hear the guy with the purse on the outside, the bookie, say, "And we have a new champion, Leroy!" And the crowd erupts, and you see money changing hand, and he doesn't look all that pleased because it looks like a little bit more money than what he expected is kind of going out to everybody.
Alright, so I get what, 10 golds from that?
You get an 8 gold on top of the 10 you bet, so you get 18.
Oh, 18, yeah. Okay, sweet.
They pop open the cage. He walks in and says, "Well done, my friend. How many more bouts are you up for tonight?"
Oh, I can keep going until I fall. Keep them coming.
We'll see who else we have that's willing to step into the cage with you. I don't know after that performance.
Yeah, I probably have like a bloody mouth and like a missing tooth, and I'm like, all right.
How many hit points did you lose? I wasn't even paying attention.
Let's see. I had 12, and I think I ended up with 4 by the end of it.
4 left. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're hurting pretty good then. All right, that's cool, but it's all temporary. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'll lay on hands myself to get at least a few back.
Okay. Yep, that's no problem.
So now I'm at 9.
Cool. And what does it look like when you lay hands on yourself, by the way?
It probably actually like comes through from like my claws, like I get them out, and then like this radiant energy that pulses from underneath them, and then like I sort of like make like a small nick in my skin so that the radiant energy can like pour in, kind of like a needle, and then I heal basically.
Okay. The bookie kind of takes a half step back. He says, "You're full of surprises."
Oh, and I have many more when the fights continue.
He says, "I don't know, and we may have a hard time getting some competition for that once they saw that buff."
I'll be
see.
happy to wait. I cannot keep the crowd.
Why don't you take a break and I'll let you know what I find.
Very well. I can take my winnings and perhaps do some gambling.
Yep. He
Hey, where
definitely-
are all my companions?
He gives you your winnings as well. So
They all go back upstairs. Hang on. I will be back. I will have to check on something. And then I
Call
go
them.
see if I can track it down.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we actually, time-wise, if his battle was going on right as we're walking out and ending, like, or were we already gone, time-wise?
I'll say you guys have a 5-minute head start on him. We'll just
Okay.
say from his battle. So so we'll switch back to you guys. You guys walk out kind of pretty much, I'm assuming, Strider right after him, right? Right after.
Yeah, but not necessarily, like, on his back, just kind of trying to see where he heads.
Okay. Yeah, he heads. So do you give him any space, or do you immediately go out of the curtain behind him?
I kind of go out of the curtain behind him, but stay maybe, I'm going to say, I don't know, 20 feet back, just to kind of keep an eye on him, see where he's going.
Okay. You will go out through the curtain, and you see him at the table, kind of handing in his card, and he looks in your direction, and just kind of shakes his head, turns in his card. One of the men walks over to the cage, opens it up, takes out looks like a pretty fine-looking cutlass from there, as well as a crossbow and a quiver, and he walks it over and hands it to him, and he proceeds to walk and turn and go out the door, and kind of you can tell he's not happy, but he doesn't look like he's all that hurried.
So yeah, I kind of put down my card right after him and say, "Hey friend, no hard feelings, just a game of chance. Hold one moment."
He gives you the equivalent of a middle finger from the Middle Ages, whatever the hell that is, and keeps walking.
All right.
Probably something like this. Just.
I'll let him go at that point and just collect my weapons.
Yeah, he walks out the door. They shut the door behind him, and he heads up. So.
I kind of look back to Alondo, and I assume Owen is right there with me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I would say we got that task done. Easy
We
pick.
got our own shipment.
We go check out our new boat.
You're really good at that game.
I had this little whisper in my head just telling me what he had. It's like second nature to me. I grew up on this.
You're psychic?
It just comes to me naturally, I think, when I wink at Alondo. I assume I know it's his voice, right?
Yeah, you know where it came from, I think.
I hope you'll teach me that someday.
It's a family secret.
You are the fighting, I believe.
Yeah, let's get our weapons here and wait up for him. We can go check out the boat.
Yes, let's see how he went. I'll send my bat after the captain to see where he goes. I can only go 100 feet.
Okay. You notice he goes upstairs, goes to the bar, looks like some more coin out of his pocket, gets a bottle of who knows what, some sort of liquor, and heads out of the bar, out of the Shaggy Mare. Looks like he travels kind of across town. You get over near kind of the Grove area as he's walking along. It doesn't look like he's taking a very hurried pace, and he's just taking a swig out of the bottle every so often. And you get to about the Grove, and the bat kind of loses contact with him, or maybe the bat stays with him, but you don't see what's happening.
No, I'm gonna send as soon as the bat's out of contact, I send it back and
Okay.
keep a quick eye on E.
Okay.
Is the Grove on the way? Like, let me look at the map. Can you switch maps? And I assume Leroy's probably just catching up with us right about now anyway. I lost the whole game. Is that what's supposed to happen there?
I don't know.
Where's your map? That's what you get for asking for that damn map.
Alright. We were at the Shaggy Mare, right? Where the hell are they at? What's the grove?
The grove of trees in the center.
I think he went over this way or something.
Yeah, he's on the far side of it. Yep.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure he wasn't headed towards the docks.
He does not appear to be heading towards the docks. Yep.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, let's just wait up for Leroy to join us.
Okay. Yep. So just a few minutes after you guys, just about the time that all of you get your weapons and everything back, Leroy comes walking through the door. You can tell he's a little bit worse for the wear than when he walked in, but doesn't look too bad actually.
Speaking of Batman,
Leroy, how did you...
Oh, hello everyone! I returned to you victorious, as I said I would be. Haha.
We were victorious as well, Leroy, as I hold up the parchment. We won a boat.
Ah, very good. We have all done well for themselves, thanks to my cat's luck.
And I flip him one gold coin back.
Oh, well, you could have gone ahead and kept it, but it's fine. I'll hold on to it for now. By the way, how much was my bar tab? How much did it end up being?
Let's see. We'll say a gold will cover it, no problem.
hey,
Two gold. All right, 2 gold.
Actually,
Alright, yeah, I'll just take away 2, or take away 1 because I got 1 just now.
we
I
still
bought-
got that eyeball,
yeah.
right?
You do.
Yeah,
I bought 2 drinks, right? Do I need to subtract something for that?
For what? I'm sorry?
I bought 2 drinks back there. Do I need to subtract something for that?
They're 5 copper apiece, so 1 silver.
Yes, where to now? Are we going to go visit the, what was that man's name? The Tinkerer?
Honey.
No, the shop. The one with the adventure for us.
That's
Tiny
his name.
Cup.
Tiny! Oh. Oh, right. Now I remember.
So, does anybody know where Tiny's shop is? I'd like to check out my boat myself.
Oh, yes. Remember? The drunkard.
I think you told us the name, right?
Yes, he told us where to find the shop.
And where's that at? Can you show me my map here, Orlando?
You do,
I point to them.
By this time, it's pretty late, by the way. You're pretty confident that most regular shops would probably not be open at this hour.
Yeah, perhaps he's open. We should check it out anyway.
So, I proposition Leroy to say, what did they say they give us for Tiny again?
No, it didn't say that on the note. It just said help and a reward. Didn't say what.
I tell you what, show me. Do you know his building? What building this is on the map here?
I just suppose we can outside and look.
Yes, I
Okay.
believe it says Tiny Shop, right outside of whatever building it is.
So, I'm gonna head to check out my boat and secure things. I'll meet you guys at Tiny's shop shortly.
Well, we'll go with you. In the meantime,
Here.
He's going to eye the eye.
Armando, I don't know if you caught that, but I hear this eye might be of some value. Do you have any recollection of its use? And I'm kind of holding it out.
no, let me see that.
And I pass it back. What do you think
Give
it
me
is?
some time and I'll tell you.
Okay, let me know when you find out.
Yes. I'm gonna ritual cast detect.
You do it right now?
Yeah, when we're walking there. I don't know if I can.
Okay.
Right to stand.
Well, say you can. There's nothing bothering you, so I'm
like
not.
if there's no combat and stuff, it makes.
So that tells you pretty much everything, right?
No, detect magic tells you what type of magic it is and if it's magical.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it needs identify to know about it.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
right,
need
right,
a
right.
pearl to identify.
Yeah.
Yep. It is a divination coming off of it. And it's definitely magic.
Well, if I had a pearl worth no less than 100 gold pieces, I know exactly what this is, but it is magical and of unfortunate nature.
Oh, I'm sure we can earn that amount in no time.
Yes,
By the way, how
let's
much
go
did you
check
win
out
in
the ship.
total?
Oh, I was up about 5 gold and whatever this boat's worth.
This should be good.
Yes, indeed.
Ships are quite a lot.
So Leroy, do you want to see the boat too, or are you gonna go to Tiny's first?
Well, I feel like we have the ability to take on 2 birds with 1 stone, so I could walk over to Tiny's.
All right, I can meet you there after I secure the boat.
Very well. Until then, good friends. And I walk off in that direction.
You're heading north? Which way did you go?
Yeah, north. I'll just put my token. Blah, blah, blah. Oops.
Are you guys both coming with
Yeah,
me?
I'm gonna check out.
Yeah, I'd like to see the ship too.
All right, so I'll head that way. You could do Tiny's first or the ship. I don't know, whatever works.
I will do Leroy first because it'll be faster. So, start walking up, kind of. So when you got to the trees there, did you skirt the outside? Did you walk through? What did you do?
Are there more people like on the streets or like?
It's pretty quiet. There's really not much out at all that you can see. It's it's getting pretty late. So.
I guess this grove thing would look kind of interesting to him, so we'll like take a walk through the park and then get there. Yeah.
Okay, you get about 15 feet into the grove, and all of a sudden you hear, "Halt right where you are. Be you friend or be you foe?"
I am a friend to all. Who might you be?
You really can't pinpoint where the voice is coming from, just so you know.
Yeah.
The question is, who are you and why are you in my grove?
I am Leroy Lionheart, and I thought your grove was beautiful and thought I can take a stroll through it while I go over to Tiny's shop.
You hear some kind of language that sounds like somebody maybe casting something. And then you notice, kind of out of the middle of nowhere, an elf that steps out that's kind of got this cloak on that shimmers as he walks. It's kind of difficult to focus on him, actually, based on what's there. And he says, "I detect no ill will within you."
Wow, quite magnificent! What might that cloak be?
It was a gift.
Ooh, nice.
Even though
A fine gift indeed.
Even though I sense no evil within you, I cannot allow you to go any further into this grove. I need you.
I see. No worries, I shall make my way around. It was a pleasure meeting you, Mr. What was your name again?
I go by Vine Whip.
Vine Whip. Very good. Perhaps we shall meet again, Mr. Vine Whip. And I leave.
Okay, you head north. You kind of wander through. This looks like kind of a residential area where you're at right now. You can tell most everything's, there's not a lot of lights in there. The doors seem to be kind of shut up. The one on your left looks like a lodging house, maybe. Not an inn quite, but looks like more temporary kind of housing than anything else. As you go a little further north, over on your left looks like it maybe is a guild hall of some sort. There's definitely a training yard out there. You can see some combat dummies and things that are there. You also see, kind of flying above the door, a crest that looks like this. So you can roll a history check if you like to see if you've ever seen that before. You may have.
am a noble. Maybe that's the noble crest. 12.
Not quite. It seems familiar to you, but you just can't place it.
Perhaps I should have paid better attention in school.
Yes, indeed. So you wander about. As you kind of cross that guild hall over to the west there, you see the manor house up on the hill. It's kind of encircled by palisade walls, high wooden walls with cut to points on the top that kind of in concentric circles that continue to climb up and up and up. And this seems to be the only area that's well guarded and well lit. There are guards posted about every 100 feet around the perimeter, and there are torches very often. It's very bright, well lit in that area over there.
Oh, wait, is this, what building was this?
I'm sorry, that's this over here. That
okay.
manor house this way.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, where do you want to go from there?
I'm still looking at buildings for like Tiny's shop. I don't know if it's to the north around here. I'm checking at all these.
Yep, that's all residential. Very quiet through here. You hear occasional dog barking, some cats, that kind of thing, but you don't really hear anything that seems to be anything that would be a shop.
Perhaps I've overshot it.
I can see you just saying this shit out loud to yourself.
Yeah, I'm sure you would be too. Yeah.
That's residential. Guess I'll come back down.
Okay, you head south. Work your way around that way. Looks like that building looks like warehouses as well. Storage kind of area. Let me see 1 second on that one. Yep, you keep heading down. And then obviously the Shaggy Mirror is right in front of you there, again, where you were. A little further, and then that one to your right looks like it's a very nice house. Definitely residential, but it's got its own attached stables. It's got looks like it's got maybe even servant quarters that are attached to that. It doesn't quite fit with the rest of the town as far as from a.
Ooh, looks like a noble. I'm gonna knock on the door of this house.
Okay. You don't hear anything right away. And then someone does open the door a crack and kind of peer out. May I help you?
Greetings. Yes, I appear to be a bit lost. Do you know where Tiny's shop is?
At this hour, sir.
Oh yes, I apologize for the late intrusion, but it is quite important. Do not worry, I am a noble from far away.
A fellow noble?
Yes, indeed.
I guess we can excuse the intrusion then. You're not far. If you head south of here.
To the south. I heard it was to the north. Bad directions. Thank you.
Head to the south. It's in the southeastern corner of the town. It's the biggest building you down there. You can't miss it.
Southeast. Thank you very much. And
by the way, tell them that House Wynn sent you down, and perhaps Tiny will see it in his heart to give you a slight discount, to fellow nobles.
House Wind. Are you a servant to this house, or are you one of the family?
You can tell by looking at him, he's definitely a servant. He blushes a bit. Clearly, I'm a servant, but I appreciate your kind words.
Well, you've done a good deed for me. Here, have a bit of a bonus, and I give him a gold piece.
Thank you, sir, he says.
Yes, have a good night. Make sure you keep your tasks well at hand.
And you, may the nameless nightmare save your children, he says.
Children. I will have to worry about that one day, I suppose. And then I go on down. I assume this is the place.
It is this one right. Yep, you're in the right spot. Right there.
Yeah, southeast.
That's it. So it is, in fact, exactly like it says, or you thought, a provisioner's shop. So there's a big wraparound porch that goes all the way around that. You can see here the shutters have been pulled and all that, but there are still some provisions kind of hanging from the rafters out on the porch. The common things: some rope, some tack for some ships, some netting for the ships, that kind of stuff that is kind of everyday kind of stuff is there. So.
Alrighty. If I don't see anyone out here, I just go up and knock on the door.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see anybody. You go up and knock. You knock. You get no answer. How long do you knock?
After a while, I'll try to look and see if I can look in one of the windows or pull some of the shutters.
Okay. Yeah, the shutters shutter from the outside. They lock from the inside though, so you could probably. It doesn't look like it's all that secure. It looks like it's in pretty good shape, but it's definitely something you could pull off the hinges if you wanted to. But there's really not a whole lot.
I don't want to I want to break it. If I can't just peel it off a little to see inside, then I'll just
kind of get a little bit of a view on the inside. It looks pretty dark in there. There's not really a whole lot going on. You can definitely see a lot of equipment kind of hanging in places there. There's
I'm gonna try to shout inside and say, Tiny, forgive the late intrusion, but I got your notice on the board at the Shaggy Mare. I'm here to lend my assistance.
There's no answer.
Strange. I'm gonna look all around this place. I'm getting slightly worried that maybe no one's here or something happened. So I'm just gonna check all around, see what's going on.
Yeah. So you have it over here. Right there, and that appears to be a relatively humble residence that's there, and there is a light on in that one.
This is where he is. All right, I'll knock on this door.
You knock on the door, and kind of before you get to your second knock, the door is pulled open, and there's a very large man standing here. He appears to be a tiefling. That is very, very large, larger than any tiefling you've seen before. And he appears to be half dressed, and he's kind of looking down at you. What's the meaning of this?
Forgive the late hour intrusion, but I got your notice from the Shaggy Mare Inn, looking for adventurers.
Yes, and you've picked this time of night to come approach me about this.
Yes, I apologize. I would have come sooner, but I was a bit held up with a few other tasks. Perhaps we can make it quick if you would simply tell me what your task is. I will get on it immediately.
I don't know that a single soul such as yourself is going to be up to the task, but... And I like to...
Oh no, I have companions. They are simply not with me at the moment.
I see. We've had a problem. We've had a problem with bandits on the roads, and they're cutting off supplies coming into town here. And it's affecting the amount of goods that we're getting, and it's jacking up the prices for the entire town. And we're starting to lose business because no one is buying from us because of the outrageous prices we have to charge. I need someone to head out and take care of. Regent's men have done nothing and seem to do nothing, so we're taking it into our own hands. All of the merchants in town here are pooling our money together to pay for this.
Yes, indeed. Bandits on the road, a noble knight's task for anyone. We will be happy to accept.
We're paying 5 gold a head per bandit. And if you can eliminate the threat altogether, there's a bonus of 50 gold.
Indeed. Say no more. You need not convince me with gold and trinkets. I'm happy to save this town of its terrible plight.
We would much appreciate it.
Now, which road would these bandits be ambushing on?
They seem to be coming in from the north. Although
North.
there are reports from the east as well. The only area that seems to be relatively unscathed is from the south, but we don't get much trade from that direction.
Very well. In the morning, I shall make myself an easy target for these bandits, and then we'll see what's what.
And who should I tell the other merchants is taking up our noble task?
Haha! You may tell them Leroy the Lionheart is taking up this task, as well as his companions.
Indeed. Well, enjoy the night. I'm going back to sleep.
Ah, yes, you too, good sir. You too.
And he shuts the door.
Alrighty. I went out in front of the shop for everyone to come back because I told them I'd be here.
Cool. All right.
Guess we're gonna go to the wrong direction.
You guys will probably get there about the same time based on his little route around the town. So, yeah, not much walking he had to do. So, all right. So, where do you guys go?
To the ship.
I just started heading for the docks, and well, when I get there, obviously, I don't know if I'll get there. So I'm headed for the docks.
You head to the docks.
Did I get there?
You see that there are, once you get down there, it's relatively quiet down here, actually, for this time of night. And there appears to be 5 ships that are moored here. One of them, you know, is the Flying Fish, which is Scurvy's ship, obviously. And then there are 4 others that are here as well.
Is there anyone around?
You see some people up on deck on some of the ships. There's definitely some lanterns and stuff that are lit on the ships themselves. They're definitely not unmanned. But
All the ships look manned?
Yep, all of them do.
Any people on land?
You can make a perception check.
Okay.
You see one guy kind of on the docks, leaning up against looks like some freight that was probably unloaded that hasn't been moved to a warehouse yet. That's probably 3/4 of the way through a bottle. That's kind of passed out there sitting.
All right. So I walk up towards his way. I go, "Hi, friend. Having a fun night here?"
He kind of lifts his head from the dock and from the bottle. What?
Ah, you having a good night here? How's your drink?
Doing its job.
You work on board one of these ships?
Points over his shoulder.
Ah, is that Captain John's?
No, it's not John. No.
I had a few too many up at the inn myself, friend. Thank you. I told Captain John I'd do some work for him on the boat. Could you put me to his boat, friend? And I kind of just pat him on the shoulder.
It says, I don't know, no Captain John.
Captain Kuda, old One Eye. You don't know you know One Eye Kuda?
Oh, he kind of raises his head. Captain Kuda. That one I know.
Our friends call him Captain John. Sorry there.
He doesn't have any friends.
Well, him and I.
Kind of points down at the end.
Him and I go well back. Oh, down there, you say? Down at the end?
Yeah.
Thank you, friend. I have to buy you an ale tomorrow.
He kind of goes back to drinking, throws it back, and kind of leans back against the crate.
Yeah. Before I walk away, do I notice anything about his boat? Can I kind of just glance at it?
Yeah. Looks like a merchant ship. You notice that there's really not a whole lot of armaments on it. You can roll, what the hell would that be? History, I guess, so to be able to figure out any detail about it.
Or is that perception?
Yeah, I mean, what do you want to know, I guess? That's
Well, I guess first I want to look at it and see if I see anything obvious. But if after that, then I would roll if I knew anything about it.
That's what I'm trying to see, is if you would even know enough about boats to see if there was anything obvious. That's the big thing I'm trying to
like
figure out.
insignias, stuff like that, if there was guns, but you kind of said no armaments, but any insignias or anything that...
It's not floating or anything, so no, it's not anything really crazy that's going on like that. But
It's not floated?
floating.
I know anything.
You would guess it's probably a merchant class vessel. It's definitely riding pretty high in the water, so it's probably unloaded at this point.
Okay, so yeah, it looks empty. But while I'm here, I'm still going to roll just the history check to see if I do remember anything about that boat.
Yeah, this one specifically, you don't really notice anything about. It's called the Soulless Guppy, is what it says on the back of the boat. That's the name of it. It's a basic merchant vessel. It's two-masted. Typically holds about 15 crew.
Soulless Muffy. Okay.
It's more of a close, short-range kind of a caravan, kind of like what Scurvy's was as far as size goes. Similar, although Scurvy's was outfitted with a little bit of weaponry. But this
I kind of just take it all in, kind of look up and down the boat while I'm headed out of the dock. And then I start headed down to that first dock where he had said Kuda's boat was.
Okay.
And I said, I assume all my friends can hear, but if not, I kind of just walk back to Leroy and Owen. I don't know if they walked all the way up with me, and I kind of tell them what the guy said.
Okay.
I walk with you. They let us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to head down to that first dock. It seems pretty empty around here, so I don't think we're going to run any trouble. And I got the deed, fellas, so don't worry. I'm kind of holding the parchment in my hand.
Yeah, so you kind of look at the parchment as you're walking through, kind of because you didn't really spend a whole lot of time reviewing it as you were grabbing it, because you didn't know what was happening with it. And you notice that it says this deed entitles you to ownership of the Golden Harpy. Is what it says right on the actual thing. So,
Golden Harpy.
The Golden Harpy.
So when I get down there to the end of the dock, what do I see?
You see the Golden Harpy. It's it's a little bigger boat than the one you just saw, kind of bigger than the Soulless Guppy. It's a 3-masted ship. And it does appear to have some armaments as well. It's in fair condition as far as what you'd say in the rest of the boats. There's definitely some spots that need some repair. You can see some holes in the side of the boat above the water level. You can tell that it's kind of been a little bit neglected as far as from just cleanliness and staying on top of. The sails have some tears in them, and they definitely need some repair. But it does have some armaments. You can see that there's some small cannons on either side of the boat. It looks like there's a ballista in the bow and a catapult on the rear. So
that's impressive on a boat.
Yeah, a little bit. That's modified, right? Not a catapult like you're thinking of, but a smaller boat-sized catapult.
A boat catapult.
But still a catapult. So,
cool. And do I say to people?
You do, matter of fact.
I believe on a boat they're called a trebuchet.
Thank you, Owen. Very nice. So you walk down the side, and the boat is just to its name.
My boat
has a golden hue to it. Probably originally was a bright gold, and now is more like a tarnished kind of dirty bronze color more than anything else. But and the sails were probably trimmed in that same kind of gold color at some point, but have shredded and kind of faded at this point.
And people?
The gangplank is down to the boat, and there are people up on deck.
And I want to see what I can see about these people. If I could tell if they're crew workers, do I roll for that or?
Yeah, you can roll for that,
I'm
sure.
kind of just looking up on deck. I'm trying to see what I can identify. If I can tell if they look like regular crew workers, just cleaning up, like night crew, or what they are. So, perception?
Sure.
Just 5 minutes. I'll have that roll right out, guys.
Do we have better music for the docks?
I should. Yes, thank you for that.
I don't see shit.
There's like a tavern out here partying.
Yeah.
Party on the docks.
All right, so I'm taking it I don't see anything.
No, you don't see a lot. You definitely see some people up there milling about, but they just kind of look like people to you. They're not really, you can't really identify what their purpose is or if they have a purpose right this second.
So I just start heading up the gangplank like I own this boat, because I did.
Just a minute. It just occurred to me. Yeah, and that crew must be yours. Well, I'm going to have to pay for them. I don't know if that thought ever crossed your mind or.
I'm thinking we can make a lot of money with this ship. Alondo, what do you think? I feel like a boat this size could really earn its own.
Yes, perhaps. Or no. No, I.
My friend, you were the one just complaining about not having a very expensive pearl.
Well, yes, you're right. You're right.
I bet we could probably get your pearl here in just, one day's take from a boat this size.
Didn't think of it that way. I guess one could use it. Been in
Come
Kendall
on,
Camp
Alonda.
for a very long.
You can be my second mate after Owen here. I'm gonna need your knowledge, and I'm gonna need his brawn. Come with me, friends.
I can't turn around turn away a call to action like that.
So I start marching back up the gangplank, with my mates here, and kind of look around at the crewmen or the people on deck.
You get about 3/4 of the way up the gangplank, and two men kind of appear at the top and say, "Hold! Who goes there?"
Aye, friend. I am Strider Longshank. I own this ship. Who goes there?
They say,
Alondo.
Where's Kuda?
Yeah.
They both draw their weapons and kind of stand at the ready at the top of the plank, looking like they're getting ready to kick the plank in.
I hold the deed up in their face and say, I won this ship fair and square off Kuda, and here's your proof. You work for me now.
The one of the guys looks, kind of squints at the document, and he says, "You hold. We're gonna get the first mate.
Work for me.
You stay. I will get the first mate. We'll sort this out." Agreed?
The first mate's right behind me, but go get your other crewmen to show them to the new captain.
Another man from the deck steps up, takes his place, and he runs off. About 2 minutes later, another half-orc walks up behind. He's in leather armor, definitely better made than the rest of the crew that's there. And he walks up and he says, "What be this nonsense I hear about you owning the ship?
Were you Kuda's first mate?"
Where is Kuda?
Kuda's not here right now. This is my ship. I won it fair and square in a game of dice. Here's your proof. You can join my crew now. I will offer you a comparable position.
He just rubs his head and looks down.
Friend, I know you know this boat, and I'm going to need you as part of my crew.
Were you playing liar's dice by chance?
Aye, we were.
He just kind of rubs his hand across his bald head.
Not the first time he's He's lost the boat.
Come aboard. Men, stand down.
Well, thank you.
They sheathe their weapons.
And I go to the first mate. Friend, what's your name?
Shalrog.
Well, Shalrog, what say you? I'd like to keep you as part of the crew.
If you've got half a brain, you will.
All right, we're gonna need.
I don't.
Well, yes, I mean.
All right, Shalrog, I got half a brain, not a whole brain, and my big friend over there's got all the muscle you're gonna need here. These are gonna be some new additions to the crew. I think you should introduce the new captain.
Roll a persuasion check. He said, you're getting way ahead of yourself, Captain. We've got much to discuss before you start toting the title it commands.
All right,
I suggest you go below deck talking.
The hour is late, my friend. We will meet in the morning. I just wanted to secure the ship. Now, we'll be keeping an eye on you tonight, but we'll give your crew some time to adjust to the changes. And I turn around. I give him kind of a friendly nod and pat, and I say, "Have a good night. We'll see you in the morning." And
Okay.
I head towards the gangplank.
Okay.
What the captain meant to do is
We're 18 strong currently.
here to go. Don't you go get yourself some. I know that this will be quite a change. Take time. First, guard the ship or need to do, but give yourself a feeling that this man Strider here will be much kinder. I give him a couple pieces.
And I look back and I go, Scullyrog, this is my right hand man, Alonzo. His word is my word. You can listen to him.
Make a. I want to see what his reaction would be to you. You can do it with advantage. Yeah, you can do a persuasion check. Actually, that's fine. Just do it with advantage. No, Alonzo, not you, Strider.
I'm not very good at this, but I'll do it. Hey, it's better than a 6, I guess.
It's better than a 6. Yeah, we'll go with that. It's not that hard. Tomorrow, when you come back, we need to talk. You and I, just you and I.
We meet before the rest of the crew in the morning.
Whenever you say, Captain.
Enjoy your night, Scullywag. And I kind of nod to Alonzo, thanking him.
Just call him Scallywag.
Yeah.
He's like
Scullyrog.
Like,
Morning.
It'll take time to grow into it. I assure you, he'll be good.
tomorrow then. And he heads back below deck and he yells at the crew, "Back to your posts! No one else aboard, and don't wake me."
All right, we head down.
Yeah, we head north, not finding a shop.
Yeah.
You head north, yes.
After we're walking around for a while, I'm like, whoever said this place was north?
Well, I did. Notes, let me see. I
Could be the brains, Alonzo.
I check my notes and I'm like, oh, it's.
What time of night?
The other north.
You wander around, and after about an hour of checking things out, you guys see pretty much the same thing that Leroy did as you wander through, and eventually find your way and see Leroy kind of leaning against the building, of Tiny's provisions. It's now
There
middle
it
of the
is.
night. It's the middle of the night.
We should probably bed in so that we're fresh in the morning, compatriots.
Yes, well, find out.
Ah, there you are at last. It has been some time. Yes, we have a grand bandits on the road causing trouble for these poor merchants, and we must set out to deal with them.
Aye, another task. I
Yes.
think that sounds
said
like
there were-
something.
Oh, go on.
We met the crew of our boat and we have a meeting in the morning, but I believe we could definitely spend the afternoon checking out these so-called bandits.
Oh, great! Bring the new crew along. The more, the merrier.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Chat.
I don't know about the crew, but me and my mates can discuss that in the morning. I agree with Oan here. The hour is late. Let's find a warm bed.
Oh, yes. that's
Oh, we can always go back to the inn, I suppose.
I'd say that's a good place to try and find sleeping arrangements. They were
Also,
very
I-
nice, and I'd like to talk more with that handsome woman behind me.
I'm in for the inn. Wink, wink.
I also made acquaintances with one of the noble houses here in town. I believe it's House Wynn. I have gained their favor, and perhaps it could be useful in the future.
right there.
I go. That may very be useful one day. And I pat Leroy on the shoulder.
Leroy.
You think it's-
Lion Leroy, that's not good.
Lion-hearted, and I pat him.
He looks very proud as you pat him, like he definitely did a good job.
Yeah, and I say, let's head for the inn.
Okay. There's pretty much no one out at this point, so you guys, no problem, head that direction. And come to the inn. Just in time for me to turn the tavern music back on. And it's starting to taper off a little bit in here now. It's definitely it's very late. The only ones that are really left here, you can tell, are kind of the hardcore drinkers. And people are starting to kind of wind down, but there's still some activity, still some people talking at tables.
Yeah, I join all the people talking in conversation.
I will again approach the bar and proclaim, "Fine, madam, we are here again for our lodgings that you did promise us last we were here."
She walks over, kind of gives you an eye. If I do remember correctly, I told you things were pretty busy and we'd have to see what we could do. If I remember right, I said I could take care of food and drink.
Yes, madam, but you did say you'd see what you could do, and I would like to see what you could do.
We can roll a persuasion check.
Oh, yeah, I can. Look at my mess.
If I see him bombing over there, I'm gonna like try to lend my assistance.
She says, "Your mouth, sir, seems to match your size, and I'm not sure that's what I'm looking for in my inn." Coin is good.
Yes. You've heard tales of his size, then. Yes, it's swept across the nation. It is. He has quite the reputation, I hear.
She kind of smiles at you. It's been a long time since I've had one of his size, but I'd be willing to give her a try. Perhaps I should
indeed.
reconsider.
Yes, I believe you shall. See if these legendary tales are true.
He says, "There'd be room in my bed for you," and points at Owen.
Anywhere that we could bed down would be fantastic. Fine, handsome madam.
Says, "For you, there'll be room. The rest of you lot, I'll have to bed in the stables."
Oh, I'm sure we'll manage. I get up on one of these tables and say, all right, whoever here has a room, I am willing to offer 5 gold pieces to bed down for the night. What say you?
And I, while he's doing that, I kind of say back to the lady, "Aye, we are noblemen. We will not sleep in the stables," and I toss her 1 gold.
He kind of looks you up and down. "As much as I'd like to take your gold, son, there's no rooms. I can't be throwing out the guests. I think your friend's got the right idea." So if he yells that to the tavern, there's 2 or 3 heads that poke their head up and look in your direction, and kind of one of them waves you over.
Yes, you are a smart man. I see. 5 gold for the room.
It's just a single room. It's not going to fit all of you unless you really cram in, but...
Oh, don't worry. The big man over here has other plans already.
Yes, it will only be 3 of us in one room. Unless someone else can offer a bigger room.
It'll be a tight squeeze, but I will give it up.
All right, do we have any other takers? Going once, going twice?
You don't see anybody quickly pop up anyway, so...
Oh, well, sold to the little man. Here you go. 1 room for the night. Thank you very much.
He takes it. Thank you. He produces a key for you. It's the second room on the left at the top of the stairs.
Oh, thank you, little one. And then I usher everybody into my new room.
Yep. Yours are kind of at the back there. And you guys head up. And indeed, there's just a hallway with multiple doors that are on there, and key fits in the second door on the left, and you go up and go in, and it is in fact a very, very narrow room. So there's a single bed in there, and there's going to be barely enough room for 2 other people to lay next to the bed long ways and not be laying on top of each other.
Yeah, Leroy takes the bed, obviously, and
yeah, I kind of just get my section of the floor too.
Okay.
I make a little place where all my armor and weapon goes. Like,
yeah, there's room for the bed to pile it in there, but there's 0 room for anybody to walk in there if 2 people are laying down, 1 person in the bed, and your stuff is piled in the corner. So
yeah.
You guys are literally blocking the door with your feet. If somebody opens the door, it'll hit your feet.
I make sure I lay with my feet to Alonzo's head, like nothing, not right next to him.
You guys aren't gonna spoon or anything? Right.
Yeah, no spooning on this floor.
All right, fine.
But beforehand, I would like to give you a lesson.
Oh.
He nods emphatically.
No.
I started teaching him
Not now, Alonzo. We need to sleep.
I started teaching him the ABCs. I'm like, this is A. You know, let me
Not
see what's
again.
good. And then by the time I get to like probably about F, I've fallen asleep just.
He tries to hand you the parchment that he wrote on and get you to look at it and kind of see what he did. And you can see that it looks absolutely nothing like the alphabet. Like there is no resemblance to it at all. It looked like he started drawing a picture halfway through, like he got bored doing it. And so there's like a tree and some, like a kindergartner would do. So, yeah. And he's very proud of it too when he hands it to you.
I thought, well, it is very good. And I started teaching him what each symbols are. And then by the time I get to F, I just fall asleep.
He says, I've been practicing. He tells you this in Draconian, so it's not as broken. I've been practicing. Watch. He stands back and kind of leans against the door, holds up his hands in this kind of position, and yells something in Draconian, so nobody else can hear it. But he says, "Fireball!" And he goes, just holds his hands out like this, and it does nothing.
This will work on that.
He kind of drops his head. He just crawls under the bed and goes to sleep.
Okay, very good.
Wonderful. So do you sleep with Matilda, or what do you do with that? So
I mean, that came out of nowhere. I was not anticipating that, but she seems like a sturdy and wonderful woman. I would be honored to share her bed with you.
she says, "This way, big boy. I will show you where you're sleeping, and I'll be with you shortly. Went up for the night."
Very, very good, madam. I appreciate your kind hospitality.
She takes you back to a room off the kitchen. It's really not that much bigger than the room we were just describing. It does have a little bit nicer of a bed in it, and it's got a little nightstand in it that's got a half burnt down candle in it. But there's some dampness and some kind of mold in the corner, and it's definitely not that great of a room. But there is a bed, and so she says, "Get comfortable. I'll be back soon." And she walks back out and kind of leaves you in the room.
I will gladly curl up and go immediately to sleep.
Oh, wonderful.
So she comes back.
Well, we're not going to role play this part, but we'll just say at some point in the middle of the night, you feel some roving hands.
Let's see some LARPing.
It was
Some roving hands that kind of seek out your nether regions and other things as you're sleeping, and you're not sure if it's dreaming or if it's really happening, but you can choose to ignore it or not. She's not being overly forceful, it doesn't appear.
I probably sleep right through it.
Okay,
You're a scumbag.
that's awesome. So, all right, good. So we can cut it there, or we can keep going, whatever you guys want.
I should probably get to bed at a decent hour today.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's already 1.
Do
So
we get experience?
you do.
Yay.
Let me see. What did we do here? I'll give you the social side of things, obviously, but let me think about. We didn't do any combat this time, did we? That's
I
awesome.
did combat.
You did.
I did.
Yeah.
You did combat. Yep. So what was his rating level? Let me look. Hold on. There's this, which is this. Okay. So that's 150. I'll give you some good social plans. 250. We'll just say an even 100 apiece. How's that?
Okay.
Yay. Now I just need 200 to level up.
I
Should be
do.
pretty close, right?
That puts me at 345. That's a level 2.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Did we get experience last week?
We did.
Last time?
We did.
I don't have that.
It was. Hold on.
245 total.
That's- Let me see what it was. Hold on.
Anybody know what it was last week? Any of you guys have it?
I'm looking it up. Hold on.
I had 245 before.
But I didn't make the first game you guys played, right?
Ah, that's true. I'm not sure then.
I can tell you what they both were. So for the first session, it was 125. For the second session, it was. Oh shit! I didn't write it down.
Just do the math. They have 2 what? Minus 125. What do you guys have? 245?
I have 345.
Minus.
Oh yeah, 100.
For your first one, that's 220 left over, right? Minus 100, so you got 120 last week?
Yep, that's it. 120.
120, so I'm at 220 then.
Yep.
Hey, was I level 1 when I met them? Did I have any experience from my 3 days I spent on Scurvy's ship?
Yeah, you were level 1. You weren't level 0.
Trying to work out some extra stuff here.
It's okay. I'm still lower than you.
No, you played the extra session that I didn't play,
Played it.
right?
Well, yeah.
New guy though.
Character.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I got you. It's okay.
Yeah, you.
I don't really pay attention to like levels and points in this. I barely find out where to write the points down.
Cool. Let's have a boat.
Have a boat.
Kind of. For now.
Hey,
I feel things are just like swirling still.
Just wait.
Yeah, things are like.
we gotta.
You're like, huh? There's something here, something here.
Uh-huh.
Disconnect.
We got a legit boat. He called me captain.
Yes, he sarcastically called you captain. You are right about that.
I didn't detect any sarcasm. Hey, with your brawn and his brain, we'll be on a boat in the morning.
I love it.
And it sounds like Owen's having a great night. While me and Alonzo are snuggling, lying floor.
The best sleep of my life right now.
Pleasant dreams.
Very pleasant.
All right. Yeah, I think that's it. So.
Cool.
Yeah, good game. Thank you.
Available anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty much good anytime too after 9:30ish. So.
Yeah, I'm hit or miss, but I'm probably in most times. You know, if I can, I'll be here. Just tell me when you playing this next week.
I don't know. We're talking about maybe the other campaign next week, right?
Yeah. But I'll play double. I mean, I'll bother me if I've got.
Yeah, I'm interested. Well, I can't. I mean, what's double? 8 hours in one night? I can't really do 8
No,
hours.
not double. Not one night.
He means twice in a weekend.
Yeah.
Double.
The other one we usually only play like Friday or Saturday. Usually
Yeah.
don't play Sunday.
What's this weekend? Then 8th through the 10th. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna be home most nights, so I'm in for whatever. If I would like to play Scoundrels again too. I got some new stuff I need to do in there.
There is some.
Yeah, Scoundrels, my guys get to be pretty damn high level. Getting pretty crazy.
Yeah, a few more body parts pieced together, Dr. Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Where'd your beard go, Chuck? All gone?
You know, it got to be 90 too many days in a row.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome beard you had going though.
I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy having to like blow dry my face when it was hot.
I was gonna say that's the only part that sucks is like it collects moisture like you wouldn't believe. And I don't even have a real beard. I've got a fake beard. So it would take me like 9 years to grow a beard like yours. I'm not even kidding. Like mine will be like 2 inches long after like 6 months. So,
Well, how long did that take you about?
this
No,
or
Chuck.
his?
I started in the middle of October, so it was. I trimmed it once for an audition, so maybe 6 to 7 months.
See, I think my beard would be that long, but not that thick. Mine's definitely.
Oh, yeah, you definitely would have. You'd have the pedophile beard for sure if you did that.
The pedophile.
When it gets long, it's not nearly as thick. Ben's yours, like you said, yours is thick, but it'll take you 12 years.
Yeah, mine literally. If I leave mine for a year solid, it'll be about 2 inches long. It'll be real dense, but it just kind of. That's it. Doesn't get long.
And that was always the part I didn't like, that I had to blow dry it to get it straight. Otherwise, it was just a gnarly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Grooming a long beard sucks.
That can happen that quick with a bunch of 90-degree days when your beard's that long.
Yep.
No doubt.
Cool. Yeah, it was fun, but I'm in for both games probably next week too. Just let me know what days you guys are playing. I think I'm going to be home. I mean, I don't think I'm going out any of those nights, but whatever days you're playing, let me know.
Sounds good.
All right. Good night, guys.
Okay. See you later.
Cheers.
Yep. See ya.
By the way, I was recording too.
How are you?
Yeah. If you wanna put any information on what it is or anything, you can just give that to me, and I can post that on YouTube, and I can also hand you.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I'm cool with it either way, and just it's good for kind of remembering what the hell we.
Yeah. It is, especially.
Right.
That,
I'm writing a recap here, just kind of typing it out here, so I've got some notes so that I can kind of talk about it. But it's good to be able to detail.
Yeah. Sometimes like if it's been a while, I just skim through.
Yeah.
If I have time, I watch. Or listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a lore master.
That's cool. Yeah, so I can tell you this too because I was going to just text you, but since you're still on, so kind of as more time goes on and you start to get more and more familiar with these collars, there's something about these collars that kind of triggers your memories about some of your father's research. And although this isn't necessarily the item of power that he was pursuing, you feel like these collars may somehow be related to that. You know?
Maybe when I wake up, I get enlightenment.
Yeah, just as time goes on, you spend more and more time with them, and you kind of, obviously you've been wearing it all this time too. Yep. Yep. That's pretty cool.
Useless because I picked the high. Useless, but I get double proficiencies for.
That'll come in handy, especially for some of the stuff coming up.
Did you just turn off the music?
Yeah.
Making sure it didn't go away.
Like, what happened? I tried another one.
Where'd it go? Where'd they all go? They all went. So with our other Wednesday campaign, started Annihilation.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, which is basically based off of Team of Horrors.
Yeah, the original one from years ago. That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty.
You running that one, or are you playing that one?
No, Aaron runs it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. It's pretty cool. You guys may like that one. Oh, do you know what the new book is out? It's fucking Waterdeep.
Really?
That's what it fucking is. You're not gonna believe this, right?
Rules, basically.
It's Dragon Heist. You have to go get.
Really?
You have to go get a treasure. So you're basically thieves in the fucking city.
That's awesome.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So.
That's funny.
So yeah, it's very cool that I did a bunch of work in getting all that information together, but I don't have to do it anymore.
That is funny.
Yeah, I can probably combine some of my information with their. I'm sure they're not gonna have.
No.
That one sounds like a really cool. You guys can never get through this one.
Only been a year and a half or something, right? So
we're never gonna get through it. I think we need to start playing. Like, if there's only 3 people, we just need to start playing.
I know. Yeah.
Yep. Or we can try picking up one person.
I'm sure Al would play. I think at this point he doesn't want to jump in because he doesn't want to step on toes, but I'm sure he would. I'm sure he would.
Wants to, yeah, good. I mean, we can get him in. I mean, now would be a better time.
Just shoot him a Hangouts message then, and just tell him, because I'm sure he will.
If people aren't there, they're not. We'll never put, like, if we go, oh, we can't play.
Yeah, I think we just somebody needs to play that character, even if you do all the roles and actions or whatever, and we just kind of say, okay, here's what that person would do, whatever.
Yeah, and I can give you guys control.
I don't think any of us, besides maybe Tiffany would be pissed if our character died when somebody else was controlling him either. She'd have a fit.